Sentinels on both sides are a little bit different. You know, PTC on the Vise, Chud on the Killjoy, of all things.
Yeah, I think this is a preference for PTC. He has been liking the Vise as of recent. He's played it about twice now, more so than the Killjoy. He plays, I think, Vise and Cypher the most, so maybe that is the reason why. In any case, I think it does give... I don't know if it's like the strongest here in Fracture, but depending on like where you place your stuff, right? It should
That's
be.
what I'm thinking about as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Still Guard is pretty oppressive. It's a faster Killjoy lockdown in a way if you need it to just be aggressive with. Hold on though, Alter Ego. Already gone for the pinch there. I thought there was going to be a fight back from NAOS, which honestly it should have been, but at the same time it was just a big flank altogether. Spike's already dropped down outside of Dish, and Savvy as well as Sultan's going to have to try to pick it up. Both of them back to back on Dish here. Chud just holding a tight little angle right there. I think if he hits a headshot here, well, yeah, I think that Naka just confused him a little bit. Nade available, thrown out. This is going to force the hand of NAOS as they peek through on this one. Oh, there's just a bajillion smokes, aren't there? It's a tiny entryway. Spike picked up. Here comes the rest of them, and all hell is broken loose in this tiny corridor we call Dish, and that is going to be the first round picked up by Alter Ego.
Yeah, if that was hell, then, you know, Alter Ego truly are the demons in how they were able to break all of that apart. Just around the smokes, right? Yeah, and of course, like, this is a very... It feels like it's a very Indonesian thing to do, but it's also like Alter Ego, because they have the mechanical skill and they kind of bank on that, so they go in for the fights just to pinch outside, and because of that, unfortunately for NAOS, they found the spike. So being able to hold it that way and taking on that 3-on-2 is just a little bit unfortunate for NAOS. Next round coming up, Outlaw. Nothing really saved, at least for Alter Ego. Should on the Judge as well, but he's more in position to hold tower on B. So the rest of now is actually full stack down to drop. Pinging out. Alright, the spawn areas and sand as well. Looking for a safe plant.
There is the setup though. And NAOS actually taking minimal damage here. Patman's the only one that's really down to like 36. Everyone else is pretty healthy. Still, if NAOS overreach, you can see that Drinking is there to go for that challenge. Sayu's able to assist him as well though. Spike has been planted, so part one of the mission, the checklist, definitely done by NAOS here. Now doing more eco damage is going to be huge. Chud bringing in the Judge, the Chud's Judge. And PTC's the only one to remain. All right, he's on drop, but I mean, pretty far. And well, the spike is planted. It's no time. There's no way he's gonna be able to impact that. Yeah.
And that's a flawless second round. So all weapons carried over onto the next, you know, maybe able to convert that to the bonus, especially with the Bulldogs in their hands. Outlaw as well. And for a second, my mind just went, ha ha ha, Chud, Judge, Chudge. I'm sorry, I'll let myself out. Well, it is also one thing to note, because now NAOS knows that there is a Chudge in play. They're gonna think about, you know, think twice about hitting a certain spot. You can see, actually, they are pinging towards B Tower, where Chud is exactly lying in wait.
Yeah, I mean, he's already set up for it, too. He's peppered all of his Killjoy utility here. There's the nade being thrown out already. That's going to be dealing with one of those. And Nakia is just holding the angle here. Unfortunately, that smoke blocks out his vision. Molly's going to be pushing back some of them. But there it is. Good clear onto Chud. That's going to be opening up potentially this B site. Kill from Gotten. Did he get upgrade on the weapon? I don't think so. But still a bit messy on the side of NAOS here. The push out, the challenge, not going to be able to stop that plant on the spike as well. It's still pretty doable for NAOS here. Actually, a good grip on the B site. Gotten as well as Sayu now trying to sync up. One coming in through B main. What's kind of good about this is that they do have at least done some pretty good damage already to their opponents. Good damage altogether, though. Here comes the peek out, but just a little bit too overeager and didn't realize that there's two right in front of him. And there's still a 3 versus 2 here. Guided salve is available, but not going to be needed as Patman just finishes it off with that nice little conversion off of the peak through the fault line.
Yeah, over-eager is right, Asarai, because that's kind of what it felt like from the side of Alter Ego. You hear that boom bop, but you start to get ahead of it, you know, thinking that maybe your opponent's not right in front, but they are. And at the same time, you know, there are these moments where, I think it was Adrian King, like, who pushed into sight, and he had just a Bulldog. His teammates were way too far away, and so a lot of these fights were individual efforts from Alter Ego where NAOS was just able to overwhelm them as a whole team, you know, duos and trios working across the map that way. So we'll see what happens in the next round. There are some light shields on the side of NAOS where Alter Ego has the full buy, so trying to retain A main currently, as well as to hold B arcade with a bit of a high-low.
I like the idea of that one. If PTC makes a mistake, he is going to get caught out there. There's the stun altogether. Mojer's coming right in for the push. Doesn't really know where to look, but he actually spots out Gotten from that one. Not going through sight actually gets him that value, so only leaving this the one, the push out because of the concuss. And this is a clean take from NAOS altogether. Alter Ego in trouble right now as they're a little bit too late to the party. They're here now, stuck on their own side of the spawn, waiting for the Razor Vine to dissipate as well as the smoke. Here comes the guided salvos, as the rest of Alter Ego now knocking, trying to reclaim what's theirs, but so much crossfire position from NAOS here. Stun comes through, there's the push, spots out the contact, whiffing the shots is not going to be in favor of Alter Ego, down to just Nakia, and PTC deals with him swiftly.
Yeah, being able to hold a little bit more space now. Like you mentioned, just a clean take, an attempt at a 3-on-5. And it's already 2-2. It's just not looking too great for Alter Ego because once again, you know, trying to do what they can to hold, but ultimately they get broken apart because now shows that they actually do have Fracture prepared. And at some point, I'm gonna wonder where the time is gonna get called because I know it's early, Asarai, but it does feel as though Alter Ego might want to think twice about picking Fracture in the future.
Okay, that's a fair argument there. Well, you are right. It is a little bit too early to talk about things yet because there is a lot of variation you can play with this Fracture map. PTC by himself trying to reposition quickly as he tries to zip line through, and is he out of harm's way? Yes, he is. Gotta love the clairvoyance on this man. You know, the Spire sense is tingling for him. And this now showed a bit of presence on B, but now there's huddling up, starting to look for that A push. Sayu's the only one really here.
Tries to slow them down with this, the concuss, the stun. Manages to do so for a second, so his teammates at least will rotate over in time. Sayu managing to buy it. Alter Ego in position to hold outside of A main, with Nakia also needing to be very careful. Does find the pick onto PTC. That's a possible outlaw now, as well as to keep NAOS in a pinch inside of A main.
Retired.
Oh, Sultan pushes up and gets picked out on the top of Heaven as well. Now the rest of them, Showstopper through, doesn't quite connect, but Nakia will be able to convert a thrifty win to hold it off against NAOS.
I mean, just shoot good, be good, right?
Shoot good, win game.
True. Look at that. Bam. I want to see his POV if we can. That would be sick, just to see how he was able to hit the shot, but in order to see Mojer, see if NAOS will go immediately pull the trigger and push this B side as soon as the round starts.
Alter Ego trying to go for that trigger as well, straight in, but the Showstopper gets ripped out from Mojer.
Yeah, that's not too good, and Mojer, though, ooh, able to get that second kill, huge from him. And Alter Ego just not able to really react through that one. Sayu. Oh,
Spike planted.
Well, they've triggered already the shear there, and now they know what's waiting on the other side of this veil. Just a quick trudge from NAOS, and again, I think Alter Ego just panicked a little bit. Either that, or they just got pincered in because of the guided salvos.
Definitely, I think a little bit more of the latter as well, because, yeah, they weren't sure if they could hang back. Whatever it is, though, I mean, you're also seeing the effects of PTC on that sheer wall, right? You try to retake, but if you trip that, you lose numbers, and because of how long it stays tripped, the sheer wall, it buys valuable seconds away from the spike defuse, so needing to save onto the next round now. It's tough for Alter Ego. They managed to find a lead, and then now it's ties right back. And it's also partially because they're starting off on the defense, right? You're thinking, like, how do you defend a map that has 4 lanes? And currently, with the way that they're pushing out, sometimes it works, but at other times when NAOS are then able to meet them and kind of anticipate their pushes, NAOS are able to fight back. We shall see what happens in the next round, though, because Naka has decided to purchase up an operator.
Yeah, I mean, let's just see how... Well, his contact is going to be on B main, and no one's here for the moment. That being said, PTC is slowly encroaching. Rest of NAOS, as you mentioned, he's now setting their sights. Maybe push on Dish, if ever. But I think this adjustment from Alter Ego does give them a little bit more flexibility in the defense department. Now it's also taking a bit of a slower approach, at least for now. And you can see that information, well, not lack of information rather, for Mojer here on the other side. Oh, that is a huge info gathered already. You can see that they're starting back away and just marching their way towards the A side. I'm not sure if they saw if Nokia has an operator, but once they saw that the Raze is there, they're just not going to go for the push on it. Oh, PTC is going to be in a 1 versus 2. That's going to be a trade for trade on the Durn King, though. Very aggressive on the side of Alter Ego, but they get a little bit more map control. Now, Chud, just a little bit too much heated on the ha-cha-cha, and a bit too over-eager there as well from a Durn King.
Yeah. Similar things that we've seen from before in some previous rounds, but Nakia will be able to tie up the numbers currently with the op shot, taking down at least one. Fires off a couple more just to buy the attention away while Gotten tries to set things up. Bit of a molly just to block off A main, and slow creep and clear to check out drop.
Yeah, can't start going for that defuse. So much post-plant potential here. Reposition with the satchels. Not going to be enough. Here comes the fight, and Mojer just controls the situation up to a T. And that's going to be NAOS taking back that lead against Alter Ego.
And we shall see if they are then able to extend it. You know, pretty good in terms of economy so far. But like what we're seeing currently, or what we've seen from before, is Alter Ego tries to retrieve information, tries to go for a bit more forward space. It just so happens that NAOS is on...
It's a situation where NAOS is benefiting from it the most. So just keep going at it. It's probably the best bet to go for them right now.
True that. Well, trying to go for it this time around. It's a bit of a half buyout from Alter Ego. Bucky, 2 Guardians. They do have some ultimates as well. But now they've got 4, and they are holding true and safe. PTC crouches down. Gets the conversion on the spray. That's 2 kills right there. Off towards the top of B Tower. A little bit of a kill, but Sultan finds that it's a trade as well. Salvo's coming in to try to stall and delay, but Sayo peeks into it, and that's going to be Sultan getting the frag. Last player alive. Should hiding on top of tower. Stunned up, but okay. Just trying to hold and not give up any alt points.
Yeah, they probably also realize he's there because he did have the turret somewhere here.
True.
Should. Yeah, of course the thing is he's just not going to peek at all just because of that Bucky in hand. Question now is how much, is NAOS willing to go for this kill? I mean, they have a stun. Okay, I like this. Whoa. Oh, that guy that's almost just dirty. That's just dirty. That is just dirty. Come on. What is he going to do with that, right? He's just going to panic and just back away. Sad to say. Patman, though, does come as a collateral. Okay.
Just caught by the spike. But yeah, I don't know. The round can't feel too good for Alter Ego, especially with a death like that. Like, they knew where he was and just really no room to escape. And once again, being able to crack all of them through, given the firepower as well. But next round comes up. Full buys for Alter Ego, trying to fight back right now.
And speaking of which, Alter Ego's already sent it up. Whoa, the other direction, and Nakia. That bump up actually gives him some fights to it. Showstopper able to get the 3rd kill. And we're not down on this one. We're just left with PTC. Man has been a miracle worker, and we'll see how this works out for him, but he's just a little bit too far from the situation, and now the rest of Alter Ego are pretty much prepared for this fight. It's been a back and forth between these two teams. And PTC, he's got the Steel Garden, which, I mean, I don't think it's a super strong ability in a 1 versus 3 just because you don't know where your opponents are. They can't really capitalize on it. Now he spots it out, and Sayu just sharp shot, able to get the pick. And Alter Ego not letting the lead widen between them and NAOS.
A little bit tricky. I mean, he saw the shoulder, but the shots kind of revealed his position. Also, yeah, 1-on-3, what are you going to do? Ultimately, at the end of it, it's just an incredible job from Alter Ego to be able to answer back in these rounds. The showstopper play, going for the pinch against NAOS. When they are able to find these successful plays, pinch plays, to really thin out the hurt from NAOS, then you see Alter Ego coming in with really decisive rounds. So, needing to get the read for where NAOS would set up in the round is very crucial for Alter Ego currently. Bit of a sky smoke, and they will look to hold outside of it. Alter Ego in with the sprays! Adrian King alongside Cotton, 2 kills each! Savvy 8K only for 1 trade. PTC snuck inside of V-Tower.
Yeah, Alter Ego's now making sure that they are putting as much effort, resources into fighting for these main controls, and it's actually working pretty well for them. PTC's back to square one. He did it. Well, he tried to do it. At least last round is not going to be able to do that, and same with this one. And Alter Ego, they just snuck another one in. It's a 5-5. The round, or rather the gap, has closed.
Yeah, once again, needing to really find the lead and to hold on to it. We are nearing the end of the first half, though, Astro, so
yeah,
not too bad for either side currently. Should close to the lockdown. But at the same time, NAOS once again sitting on their ultimates. I mean, they've been heading down into tree for a couple rounds now. Let's see if Alter Ego does get the read for it.
Oh, here it is once again. I mean, if you don't broke, don't fix it, right? That aftershock is huge, and Nakia still hits a connection. It's gonna be again aftershock for aftershock. Armageddon utilized, and this is just a whole cakeload of ultimates being peppered around the outside of B. Dust settles. That is going to be a 2-for-2 trade. It's not yet done just yet. Sayu wanting to see if there's any form of rotation from NAOS, at least on the attack, but it's not there just yet. NAOS will be going for that delayed push from underground and try to work their way through the B side potentially here through Arcade. Question now is, how well does Adern King read the situation as he is watching from the tower view? Sultan potentially could actually make a bit of noise here and, you know, coax a rotation out of Alter Ego.
And I do believe that would be his mission in towards A right now. He's got those 3 smokes to work off of. Pings across, and there it is, already sent through. Then comes the bit of a push. Adrian King, though, able to answer right back as well. Mojer's downed. Patman answers back and now has to go in for the quick plant, but does he really have the time for that? Look at where Sayu is. Holds the angle, spots him out. That's the spike down. All down to just Sultan in a 1-on-2. Goes in for the peak. 10 seconds remaining. Has to get the spike and the stick onto it or get the kills, and Sayu knows exactly his movements, finds a shot to end the round.
Last round before the switch.
That was just nasty. No chance. Just so good at being able to catch that cross. And what's even more impressive is Nakia. Yeah, that one. That shot before he gets deleted from the face of the earth. It's a straight after trade, but it's Alter Ego that comes out on top. And now, again, it's just been a rope pull, a back and forth between these two teams. And Alter Ego has claimed back that league. NAOS, they have weaponries, pretty solid. They got ultimates. We'll see how this takes them to maybe a 6-6. Mojer has actually gone through for the fight. Chud realizes that he has to go for the reposition, and his shot is just sublime. Not yet done, though. Oh, look at this, PTC. I don't think he knows. There's a big flank on his team, and he's just unaware to the situation, oblivious to the fight here right now. The flag's coming in.
Not the worst thing in the world, though. I mean, I think the Boombot does alert NAOS as well. PTC can rejoin his team through defender spawn. He's going to note that nobody's in defender spawn, and that's going to be a little bit more information for Alter Ego as well. Nakia now launching the assault straight in from A main. A kill coming through. Sayu as well finds another straight into the site, and that's even more getting taken away. It's just PTC left. Goes in for the blind spread for the spike, but Nakia then able to peek off of it. 7-5 for Alter Ego.
That is just so brutal. What a retake from Alter Ego there too. PTC, I like the idea, but because he wrapped around so late, it just didn't allow him to really assist his team up until he was just forced to play that 1 versus 4 situation, which again, brutal to say at the least for this first half. Such a back and forth between Alter Ego and NAOS. Of course, it is going to be that 7-5 with Alter Ego having a slight lead. But as we turn to the second half, pistol round's about to begin. It's NAOS on the defending, and they're looking to be a lot more proactive here. Chud spots the contact, backs away immediately, but does have that Sheriff in hand. It's not going to be effective against Savvy. This Alter Ego still hasn't fully decided yet if they want to commit for the fight here. You can see that they want to go for A. Has to wait for the convergence of the smokes before they really start working their way into the site to fight. Nice little use of the guided salvo to push him back, and well, Nakia will save his life as he also has pain chills that could be pretty helpful, but the ooh is pretty garnered for. It's not a push on A, and they've rotated through the spawn of their opponents to potentially go B.
That's right. I do apologize for cutting you off there. I got overexcited seeing the mid-round call from Alter Ego. But they will arrive on the B site. However, PTC is pretty much ahead of it as well, being able to take down Gotten. Still, at least spike down, maybe a bit of a fighting chance for Alter Ego as they try to hold back from Generator.
The thing is, they have Sayu, right? He's going to have his guided salvo pretty soon. And NAOS is going to take a slower approach into this. No, they actually will not. Nice nade, though. Will separate the rest of the team, at least for the moment. That smoke is going to be blotting out the vision of Alter Ego here. And again, there it is. Guided salvo available. It's going to delay. I don't think it's going to be enough, though, so they have to start just peeking out and fighting, but these smokes are just terrible for them. The peek, the tag is actually working, but it's going to be Savvy with the 4K using the numbers advantage of NAOS. Question is, it's going to be damn close, and they have just barely seconds left before that thing exploded.
Nah, wasn't even worried. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it did come pretty close. But NAOS were able to effectively take that one, and just being able to control the map this way really helps them so much. And you can see that's why Fracture is such a map-heavy map. Like, it sounds funny to say that, but you really need to be able to control so much space. You know, starting things off with the pistol, being able to push out an A main with the sky smoke from Sultan that way, just gives them so much more information and space to work off of. So because of that, now NAOS stands a chance to tie up the score 7-7. Buys up Sultan on the Sheriff, so he's going to be the money man for the team currently, while the rest of them have upgraded weapons. All pushing out once again a little bit more into A main. They give up a little bit more space towards B, trying to play that long-range fight against the classics and the Ghost from Alter Ego.
Feels like it's a pretty predicted push here from NAOS, or rather Alter Ego, and NAOS is just there to receive the contact beautifully, leaving Nakia by himself out in the open here. Gonna try to at least look for some contact. Looking into the spawn, spots it out, but Sultan's just a bit too quicker, and we're 7-7 here.
That's absolutely right. Had this been an Alter Ego pistol round, we might have seen like a 9-5, and then that would have been, you know, a very different scoreline to talk about. But because NAOS has pistol, now the score being tied up, NAOS really has a pretty good chance at, you know, taking this map to the entire distance. We'll see what continues to happen, as we never want to doubt Alter Ego's attacking side either. But that said, Outlaw at hand, Sayu on light shields. There's a pretty good chance, a decent chance for NAOS as well. This time, leaving A main open. I'm not sure. PTC might have heard some footsteps, if not at least the ult are being picked up currently. What?
Oh, that was an off-cam kill right there. That was, what, an aggressive push through Arcade and then a straight-up kill here for Mojer. Now, Alter Ego, they're wanting to decide to go for an aggressive push right now, but look at the positioning from PTC and Savvy, already expecting to push the drop down, the waterfall of Alter Ego into that A site. Alter Ego just waited for the smokes to dissipate, and they're going to be setting up their own. It's a good call, just because you don't really know what's waiting for them onto the site now that everything's cleared up. Oh! The trap! It's been sprung! A Turn King! There's one more! He gets picked off! What a nasty setup from NAOS! The shear into the guided salvos. The sheared salvo, we'll call it. Very strong. There's the Armageddon activated. Godden's gotten the first pick first, and here comes the retake from NAOS, at least as of the moment. Aftershocks going to be forcing Nakia outside into the corner, and Patman just deletes him. We're now looking into Chud and Godden, and now it's all down into Chud, but there's Mojer for the heroics, and that's going to be NAOS for the retake.
And hence, this is now NAOS finding the lead and also breaking Alter Ego's economy. The bonus round converting into possibly even more for NAOS, just because they had the setups. Like you mentioned, the shear wall, the paint shells, that was cherry on top. But at the same time, the rest of them then being able to work around the site that way, it was just really kind of breaking apart Alter Ego as they try to attack. So now we're seeing the aftermath of these rounds. Alter Ego having to play this current round with Stingers, the regen shield, should on the Sheriff. PTC has.
And yeah, now as my co-caster is trying to beat KO's null command, have to see how this works out. There's the push, there's the pinch, and it seems like NAOS is able to just again effectively stop the onslaught of Alter Ego, but the Turn King and Godden through the smoke gets the kill, gets the pick. There's going to be the sneaky kill from Sultan here. It's going to be a 1-versus-1 between Godden at least as he tries to pick up the spike, and he is trapped on the doorway, but no punish to come through, at least from that one. So the 2-versus-2 continues. Godden gets out of harm's way. Now can try to come around the corner here. Chud's timing is going to be important and ridiculous as he picks up the 2K. PTC and Sultan do not know what hit him.
That's an insane thrifty. I'm sorry, I got 0 pointed by KO.
It's okay. It's all right. We knew the null command was there, man. I don't know what's happening, but KO is, yeah.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, thrifty.
Yeah, it is. Amazing.
I
There's
missed
not
half
even a
of
KO
it.
here. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. At least our wonderful audience has not missed any of that whatsoever. So, hello, beautiful audience. Hope you guys have a wonderful day and are enjoying all the action that is just displayed in front of you guys. Nakia, okay, the challenge is there, but it's kind of trapped by PTC. Pretty good stuff from PTC there. Really knowing when to abuse the Vice util, right? Razorvine and everything. Now, they got themselves the driver's seat. And Alter Ego forced to just back away as they lose their duelist.
Still trying to regroup, though. Inside from bench and towards the site. Shot fired off, and that will very much so be Sultan noting the current positioning. Off the side from Tree as well, PTC has got his teammate 6, and that's another player down. The stealth drone not spotting anything in towards the A side, so maybe a bit of a rotation. But at the same time, Godden as well as Adrian King are kind of pinned, so that route is not quite found. NAOS will still be able to hold the angle in towards bench, and as soon as Alter Ego tries to make a push for it, they're getting completely gunned down. Spike on the ground, Asra, and that's Savvy 8K to pick up the final kill. A flawless round for NAOS.
Yeah, this is just clean from NAOS, back and forth between these two teams. And again, it's just showing how strong both competitors truly are. And there we go. Tactical timeout has been called. I'm assuming from Alter Ego. Doesn't make sense if it's NAOS because they are looking a lot more sturdy in this first map. Their call out. Alter Ego, I feel like it's one of those teams that how do you describe this? They just need to use their timeouts, right? Sometimes they're just a little bit lost on what they want. They have the firepower, but the reads and the movement is not there. so they need the help of their coach just to hone in on things.
Yeah, sure. I mean, this being their map pick, you know, we've seen a lot of defensive side rounds where they continue to push out and get, or at least try to get pinches against NAOS. It works out at times, but now on towards the second half, on their attacking side, they haven't quite been able to really break through, and namely partially because of players like PTC who are able to lock them off with things like the Outlaw, this time with the decision to pull off that Steel Garden as well. They did have a really successful Thrifty round, though, in round 16. So let's see what they have in store for us moving forward. I mean, one thing to note would be the op, but I don't believe it was fired off in the previous round.
That's true. Was it spotted, though?
I can't remember.
Well,
I just came off a 0 point, man, so cut me some slack.
oh, it's okay. It's okay. You're resetting your memory banks. It's a
Yes.
good. Okay, they spotted out PTC here and is slowly encroaching the site already. I think they spotted a bit of his util here and now, and I like the. Oh, I think he spotted him. That's a very, very cautious positioning, and PTC just popped the shot a little bit too early. Still, though, Sultan gets 2. Well, this is a very doable fight for them. Nakia comes out to at least swing the fight in the favor of Alter Ego. He does. Now Mojer and Patman have to go for the retake. Spotted out one coming through A main already. The fight, the aftershock can't push through because of a well-timed molly in front of it face. Godin's gonna be on the corner here, on the doorway, and here comes the showstopper, which Mojer just barely survives as he tries to use the satchel to get over it. Patman now comes in a little bit closer as he's gonna have to be the brutal force through, but it's just not gonna happen. And Mojer just takes a bit of a breath of that orbital strike, and he falls down. Alter Ego answer back.
Really cool. I mean, burning the orbital strike, but securing the round. And it starts off with, you know, almost a slight half buy. But because of Nakia's antics, the way that he pushes up front into PTC, running and gunning, and PTC was trying so hard to track against it. But that is the conversion to, or the upgrade to a Phantom. Then Nakia just continues to swing. Those 3 kills really open so much, and that is exactly why you want to keep your eyes on this guy. Nakia now back with his team towards the attacker spawn side, looking to launch a hit into B. Now it's taking a lot of aggressive space outside of A main, though, and they might continue to push out.
And they are looking to really commit to this one. There it is. Rolling Thunder used, and PTC just did not know what hit him. The backstab, the knock on the back of the head for him. Sultan now aware of the fight, aware of the push, but it will not matter as Nakia is just there, always in contempt, always active. It's down to Mojer, Savvy, and Patman, and they're nowhere near the site. That nade, though, might claim the life of a Dern King, but he backs away. Mojer traces him to back of the site, and he will be able to do that. So here comes the delivery of the payload with the showstopper in hand. Mojer not finding any contact whatsoever, but Chud, he's already gone through tower. So many angles, so little time.
One
have to
enemy
deal
remaining.
with so much hindrance. What a shot from Nakia as he gets that revenge kill against Patman, and he gets the ace in kind as well.
Incredibly heated up. I mean, right off the rip. Had a multi-kill in the previous round, but starts things off just as aggressive in the current one. I mean, getting a good read for how NAOS are trying to work the map. Early aiming pressure once again, especially with those sky smokes and salvos, and instantly Alter Ego goes, all right, there are several people pushing out of A. Let's just go for that hit into the B site. And we know PTC is going to be, you know, maybe either inside Canteen or holding around Tower, if not the site. And that's why they had that Rolling Thunder specifically angled towards Canteen, especially where the rest of the utility wasn't quite covering. So thanks to that, Nakia is then able to launch his flight path into the site, and then continuing on with his onslaught as he continues to push out and refresh his paint shells. Like, that's just crazy with how fluid and how much foresight he has as to where his opponents might be as the round continues to play out. It's just so incredibly effective. Now, the timeout from NAOS to try to cool things off.
Yeah. NAOS, well, they're done with the cooling of things off, but they are going to be on weaker buys at this point. Just the sheriffs in hand, at least for the moment. Looking into the ult banks for both sides, it's just going to be Chud with his lockdown available. But we have known Alter Ego to just make sure of a round by using that ultimate, right? You never know what's going to happen here. It's just been a back and forth between these two teams. Spots it out immediately, and Chud just backs away as soon as. Now, they're working their way through the A site here. Knows that there is at least a couple of forces of NAOS just peppered around for potentially that arcade push, but the rest of Alter Ego now looking to go straight into A. Good shots all together, but here comes Savvy. They might not want it to go a little bit too ham into this one as Savvy is converting with the Sheriff. Armageddon does separate the rest of the forces. Alter Ego still alive here, but it's still not done. 3 versus 3. Dern King feels the pressure at the back of the site, or the back of A main, and he immediately calls for the lockdown from his teammate. They will give the space for Alter Ego to plant the spike as well, but the problem here for NAOS is all the weapons that they could pick up is all there on the site. This is going to be problematic, but they reposition. They're going to be going through Dish as they try to find a different angle to try to go for this retake.
Alter Ego has no idea. They didn't hear that whatsoever. Still, though, trying to take the initiative to explore around, find some different positioning rather than getting pinched into the site alone. They have backed themselves in towards spawn. Seeing nobody there, they actually find Sultan, and now they kind of know the players are coming in from drop.
Oh.
Padman, though, will be able to take things off, starts with at least a kill. Adrian King still undetected, then comes in and holds the angle against Patman. Mojer, the last one left alive, now looking for some kind of a pick, but does get tagged by the fault line, and there it is. Salvos to flush him out in towards the spike. No kill found towards the end of the round at least, but still a round picked up by Alter Ego nonetheless.
Yeah, 9-11, right? It was a messy fight, but again, this is the fracture that we have. That refrag from Savvy was pretty important, as well as that second kill. It could have been a much more difficult retake for NAOS. Again, the retake was unsuccessful, but Heroics of NAOS is showing right now. You can see the difference of frags between NAOS and Alter Ego, where Alter Ego, a lot of that brunt of all the kills is on the hands of Nakia, while in NAOS it's pretty peppered, or it's pretty evenly distributed.
Yeah, it really calls to it that you need to disable Nakia early, but with your funds running low in this moment, you need to play conservative, and hence why. But also a bit of a change up on the defenses. The sheer wall now inside of trees, that has been the issue so far, but Alter Ego just times their push in together. They get tripped by a lot of the vines as well as the molly though, and it's easy pickings for PTC as he comes in to pick them off one by one. All that's left now is just Should as well as Sayu. Sayu stuck inside of stairs, tries to push up front, needs to pick the spike back up. Should smoked off completely.
Make it interesting.
Oh, okay. Sayu opens things up though with a nice wallbang kill into Patman, but fortunately Chud cannot find that contact. Stun comes in, Sayu just exit out. He's got 30 seconds to maybe just deal a little bit more econ damage. Not gonna happen. And now you're not gonna be going down without a fight. An Alter Ego reset maybe? No, I think they have money to buy up, but still, what a round, what a hold from PTC.
Just incredible. The utility again. It's Asteroid. And that's the effect of the timeout, I do believe. You know, now it's being able to call that, especially alongside Coach Amix. But that said, then, you know, I just... Like, Alter Ego sometimes needs to chill out. They ran into that sheer wall like that. That was a decision that they made. And unfortunately, they paid the price for it. So 11-10 now. If they lose this round, it could be very dire straits for Alter Ego. So slow and careful creeps up in towards B.
There.
Well, the slow creep up might actually work. You can see that NAOS is taking a lot more of an active approach, but it's on the A site, other part of the map. Once that turret spots it out, it might be a call to action for the rest of Alter Ego here to start pushing up onto this B site. There is going to be potentially some contact for Chud, but he's holding the angle for as long as he possibly could. So this opening might be something, again, that works in the favor of Alter Ego, but that shot, that loses them, that pinch play, that flank play. Now, PTC trying to line things up. Gets a couple of flashes here and there, but not getting anything yet. But he does get 2. Good damage altogether. And this is putting a lot of strain into Alter Ego.
remaining.
That smoke dissipates, and it does not phase PTC at all. We're just down to Nokia. Heroics for him has got to be big, and it's just not present in this round. And it's equalized once more, 11-11.
Yeah, and what are you going to do when teammates are all falling around you? It might be 11-11, but I'm trying to keep my eyes on Alter Ego's economy, which I do believe will not look great in the next round. So it might it's already 11-11, very well 12-11, unless once again we see another thrifty from Alter Ego. But that's it.
One enemy remaining.
This is now the map and the conditioning kind of working against Alter Ego. So many rounds before where we're seeing, all right, now they don't want to push into A main because there's always a sky smoke. Someone might be on the other end. We don't want to go there. We push into tree, but now, we're seeing PTC in his setups. What do? They try to creep up into it, but actually, NAOS, they've pushed outside of Dish and they found Should. And once again, that's so much information. They might be able to work into the side off of that, but they're also kind of pinched down because NAOS are all too aware of how they want to work on towards the site. So there's going to be some heavy coach interference. They definitely need it. This is down for the entire map now because Alter Ego one mistake and the whole thing's going to slip.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we were, kind of discussing at the very start. How effective is PTC on this Vice? And he's been more than effective. He's been pivotal here, honestly, for NAOS in some of these, this crucial rounds. And talking about how Nokia's 26 kill, altogether, PTC is standing up right beside him with 21 as the Sentinel even, mind you. So this round is going to be very crucial because can Alter Ego, how much can they really play on this round deficit? So close. Sultan just backs away in the nick of time. No damage taken whatsoever. And Nokia just unleashes all hell as he just finds Sultan trying to back away. Here comes the catch. Savvy waiting patiently as he gets a catch once more. And the rest of Alter Ego just crumble as the push. No success there. They try to go around, try to go for at least a catch here. PTC's gotten a whiff of it. Backs away, goes around, and somehow hits the 2K. That is huge. Now it's all down to Chud. It's been a miracle worker in some of the games, but at this point, I don't think it's going to be enough. And NAOS, they're here. Game 1 is already at map point.
Yo, unless there's some kind of a miracle thrifty win to push us into OT, I'm calling it. This is game. Like you see, Nokia's been kind of cooled off now. He launches things off with a great showstopper, but this is also an incredible read from NAOS as well. And I do wonder if Coach Amix had anything to say about that, because it's Alter Ego going for a hit where, NAOS would least expect it, because NAOS pushed out a dish before. But because of that, at the same time, NAOS still, once again, retains control, and they even get the read that someone might be outside of A main, and that's, how they kind of work their way across now. Final round coming through. Mojer has the op, holding the angle in towards A main. It's just PTC with his own op, watching for the push possibly coming up from tree.
Yeah, just one wrong step from Alter Ego, and it's just the curtain be called already. That being said, though, I think there's Alter Ego's overreaching a little bit too much, and NAOS is thriving in the punish. Oh, they spotted out. Yeah, they also realize where it's there. Mojer is still holding the position here, which I do like. This should allow him to get a pick, but the problem is Nokia's here. But hold on! The stun! No! The stun! Where did that come from? Was it you? Was it me? I don't know. It was Batman for the beautiful assist, and that just ruins the entry of Alter Ego. NAOS in full control as Gata and Sayu have no map control whatsoever. That spike is getting delivered from the other entryway of the site, but the thing is, it's a segmented, it's a separate effort from the two remaining players of Alter Ego. Again, Sayu is making himself felt here on A main while Godin tries to sneak by. It's not going to work. Sultan's just a bit too quick on that one. And ladies and gentlemen, NAOS have put themselves on the board 1-0 against Alter Ego.
I saw your. Someone's been watching T1 play the Pacific, but no, we're here in the Challengers League, and the teams are gonna.
We've seen it the other day as well.
I know there's a good chance, but the thing is, well, we're looking at NAOS and Alter Ego. This is what works for them, right? They're very comfortable with this composition. They've been running it for a really long time, especially when you got players like Nakia in the roster, Should on his Sentinel, excuse me, and Mosier on his, incredible duelist as well. I mean, he's been putting up these crazy performances from before, and that's what we saw in that first map was Mosier as well as PTC. Can they bring us the performance again more consistently now that we are in Haven, a map that they selected? So starting things off, Mosier alongside Patman starting to creep in towards C, but Nakia just shuts them down. What?
That was nasty. Was that? I mean, it's a quick 2-tap. It's not a collat, but still pretty nuts. He got the head tap to someone jumping up and then another one to just coming in. It's pretty sick. Anyways, now we've already marched our way into the A site. Plan on the spike will continue. How close both him and Sultan are as the push will get deterred. Savvy is on a mission for the 1 versus 4, but this is going to be difficult to say at the least. He's got the double shock dart, could throw it out, but already gets spotted by Chud. And Alter Ego will be just sniping that away from them.
Well, then unfortunate. It is difficult, and it also is Mosier and Patman, unfortunately. It's like, that was not meant to happen. If anything, maybe they were there to sell a bit of a fake or find something, some kind of a frag somewhere towards C. But Nakia was there, and Nakia just starts things off with the 2 sheriff picks, and really, really unfortunate. Most times you would have your Sentinel playing on the C site, and he would be jump peeking, not holding the angle. So that's kind of the thing that throws NAOS off, I believe. But that said, we are going back into it, on towards 1 sheriff in the hands of PTC, classics for the rest, and now it's pushing or creeping into the A site.
Well, they're going to try to just at least get as close to the entrance of the site and then go for an explode. If they can. Alter Ego is prepared for it. Oh, okay. Nice little stun, but that's not coming from a Durn King. That's someone else's. The push comes to shove, and well, Alter Ego is just able to respond pretty well to the aggression of NAOS. The setup is there and everything. Good pushes all throughout, but hold on. Now as they're fighting back, actually spots out an opening and gets themselves in a 2 versus 2. They're going to be able to plant the spike for the meantime. Uses the smoke to get a bit of that coverage. A shot on the sheriff is going to be crucial, or else Patman is just in not a good situation to really clutch it. It was one out. Close one, but Alter Ego persevere.
Close enough, though, I would say. I mean, with the fact that they robbed those 3 guns away from Alter Ego, definitely does do quite a bit of damage. Lovely for NAOS. That said, Alter Ego making it relatively safe for themselves as well. Just, being able to secure the round. Losing a Thrifty would be really, really bad. But the way that it all plays out, it's just lovely because you have Mosier breaking open the initial front lines of entry, especially with that Cloudburst. Maybe it was Patman with the fault line that hit him at the end, but still, because of these little movements, the rest of the team is able to fan out into the site. Next round coming up, though, this is the bye, and it's against an incredibly weaker bye out from Alter Ego, right? Sheriff's the outlaw, but still, you want to watch out, and we're starting things off with early 8 long pressure.
Well, they're not going to be pushing that hard into it. PTC's camera's gonna get spotted as the rest of Alter Ego just slowly backing away. Now is 4-stack, as you mentioned, they did wait a couple of seconds before starting to move their way up into the A site. Patman setting up his aftershock for that corner while Mojer is already setting his sights to go for the push. Adern King set up the fault line, spots it out immediately, pulls the trigger, and here comes the pop shots. Can't really get that conversion. It's taking a little bit too long for him, and he falls down. Savvy picks up the kill, backs away, sees the smoke, sees the heat, and now NAOS, they have time to still rotate, but they have to rotate now, or else they have to just maybe not clear any corners whatsoever. Question is, do they even need to go C? Because PTC, he's opened up the B site and no one's home. This is going to be the site where they're going to be taking it up. Okay, sure.
Yeah, calling it for the team as well. Spike down, smokes down as well, which does provide that much more value, thankfully, for Sultan. So, continuing to hold a lot of these lines now. A bit of a lurkout from, I think, Savvy 8K in towards the back of A side as well. And if he times it right, that would be the big flank that NAOS are looking for. Still trying to hold inside. PTC goes for the swing. Sayo makes it a trade, and that would be a rifle picked up. Still keeping our eyes on Savvy 8K as he pushes up now. Spots out Nakia. Petman for the shot from the front of the site, and there it is. Only one member lost. NAOS being able to convert and secure the round.
Solid stuff for NAOS here. Again, just a swift, quick rotation, and again, the fearlessness of PTC to just, again, go for these lurks, right, is what is allowing for this flexibility of options for the NAOS roster. That being said, Alter Ego, they got some bank, and Nakia, he's had enough. He's going to be bringing out that operator this time. And the first call to order is a peek through a long. Interestingly enough, though, they actually also put a smoke there, so I wonder if they're expecting maybe NAOS to push through and then he gets a freebie on the kill with the op, but that being said, it's going to be fine. NAOS looking to just go elsewhere on the map.
And that's also just good anticipation coming up from NAOS, right? Maybe thinking that there could be an op, or just reading the smoke out from Alter Ego, like something's fishy, now Alter Ego's trying to hide something, let's go for a mid-round call to then, you know, pivot our game plans in towards C instead. So already taking Garage, that is quite effective. If they are then able to set up for something outside of Garage window as well, that could be even more, but currently it's not safe to really do too much just yet, waiting for the smokes to dissipate before moving further. Should has a pretty good camera angle as well, though.
Yeah. Pretty good position on that one. Okay. Slowly encroaching. Spots out the player at the back of the site. They also see where the camera is, like you mentioned, so they are aware of it. Here comes the setup and everything. Mojers went straight in for the dash. They spotted, got into the back of the site, and he's still somehow able to get picks left and right. Problematic to say at the least. And here comes the push from Mojer, but just gets denied. Slapped down by Sayu. Alter Ego. Defense not budging at all to the pressure of NAOS.
Yeah, that's truly the defense doing all the work. The defensive setups, at the very least, for should. Maybe a little bit of, like, inexperience coming up from NAOS, like, not knowing how or where should would have his tripwire setup. I mean, they are, you know, not the most common ones. And because of that, like, he's able to get those traps onto them, you know, hide inside a cyber cage and find those shots through these smokes, and that just really breaks off a lot. So now it's running out of options, right? You don't quite have the weaponry in this round, and you're thinking, all right, there's an op in A, there's should out towards C, what am I gonna do? It's the huge stack on towards Nakia. They're trying to get him pinched down with the fault line. They managed to fend him off, but Nakia thinking to re-peek.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing to, you know, go for that re-peek once again, because Patman's already used his fault line. Sure, a couple of flashes is going to make it a bit difficult, but there it is again, right? It's just great synergy for Alter Ego, at least on this defensive side. Nakia is down to 10, but having the operator really doesn't mean anything to him as long as he can hit a shot. So one shot, one kill. That's what try to go about things. Oh, the timing. Oh, the catch from Patman, and off-cam kill as well. Savvy found some value off of his outlaw, so this means now, yeah, they're going to be able to plant the spike, and Patman did not have to use his Rolling Thunder just yet. He can just now be able to utilize that, but there's probably no need to do so, too. He just could probably aftershock the entryway here.
Could still
Both
do it though,
teams.
depending on the reaction
Yeah.
out from Alter Ego. So just waiting for it, setting up for it, still hiding inside of Hell. There it goes as soon as the utility comes out. And at the same time, PTC for the flank! Spots out Should. And now the last one, Adrian King, trying to turn tail and hide, trying to conserve his weapon for the next round, but fearing those footsteps has to stand his ground. NAOS will execute.
Great stuff from NAOS there. It's just the slow approach, realizing what the setup was from Alter Ego, and just challenge. Look at this timing. He even ducked under the shot, at least from that angle, right? Great control from NAOS altogether. But of course, Alter Ego, what's the damage? Ooh, that it is. So, their economy just a little bit too hurt in that one. But
I would
that
also
being
like
said-
to... Sorry,
Yeah,
I would also
please.
like to say, like, that's a pretty good round for Patman because he had the wrong thunder. He was the one who closed in that distance against Nakia. Now, though, Nakia with the Sheriff trying to peek out of A short.
Ooh. Doesn't get the information, though. Trapped. Can't really hit the shot, and Patman... Oh, you've been singing praises to his name, and man does not miss a beat here. Spots out another, and Mojer just... This is just... Again, Niles just having enough of the shenanigans of Alter Ego. Still, though, there's some damage made by Chud, but it doesn't really stop the wave that is the NAOS blistering through on the A site. We have one more Adern King trying to at least make it a little bit more expensive. Not gonna happen, and pushes them back.
Yes, sir. That's right. They're just having a field day. Like, seriously, this is why NAOS is one of those teams that you have to fear or you have to, like, respect on the map of Haven. You watch how they're able to, like, leapfrog of one of each other into these sites, and it's just so rehearsed. Patman just launches the aftershock, flashes out, fault line just to give Mojer a bit more added security, and Mojer just like updraft dashes in, has the cloud burst for a progression smoke. PTC and is always so effective with his looks as well.
Oh, so good being able to just do that. Paranoia onto paranoia here. Savvy rips out the Hunter's Fury immediately, looking for maybe some information to be gathered, but not going to be able to find that one, though. PTC, again, same thing. He really loves to play, just make Alter Ego look the other way, the other direction. That being said, I think it has worked somewhat. Just Nakia is now cautious about this, garage approach. While PTC is there, NAOS is already looking to go for the pinch onto the B site. Chud, oh, does he know? He's about to check the corner here. Does he realize where his opponent is? And he does. That's going to be the neural theft, but that also puts a bit of a push here for NAOS to just start working their way through the B site. Oh, what a flank from God, and he spots out the reposition. Say goodnight, sweet prince! And Mojer, oh my god, how is he going to be able to escape this one? Absolutely no chance in heck, as there's another shot from Nakia with the operator. No spike planted just yet, but Patman rocking a hard place, 1 versus 5. He's going to have to find an opening somewhere. And does he open Pandora's box if he pushes through a link through the A site? There's 3 players looking straight at him.
10 seconds
Maybe
left.
get a bit of money here, because there's nothing else that he can really do. Get the value, get the cash. Not even that was going to be given to them by Alter Ego.
And it's the box that calls out to him instead. And also, a Herculean read from Alter Ego at the same time. I mean, seeing the shots out from PTC inside a garage, just had an inkling that he might be around the corner. Went in, checked it, and because of that kill, the neural theft informed the rest of the round for the team. That's just such a good call, such a good read for the whole Alter Ego to be able to break NAOS apart that way. I mean, at that point, you're either stuck inside of B for NAOS, or you try to go from B to A, where unfortunately all the NAOS players were prepared. So it's just a tough spot, but it is what it is, and we'll go into it 3 to 4. It feels as though this is going to be a pretty long game, Asterai. Now it's just timeout now. And I do wonder, what they're... Hey, look at PTC. He's got the little thing.
Yeah. So PTC, he knows the formula to getting the dubs, right? It's the hung ties, man.
Yeah.
Get it. use it. But you know what? What you mentioned, absolutely right. We saw it. I mean, we saw it on Fracture as well, and it feels like the trend will continue with the back and forth here on Haven. Just so many things. I will say though, Alter Ego with Nakia being on that operator, it is going to be a lot more difficult for NAOS to really set the pace. Sure, they have had some rounds where Nakia, you know, was able to create these openings, or not create these openings, but that is, I think, situations where Nakia is just a little bit too overeager to go for the push. But once he just, you know, waits a little bit more, becomes a tad more patient, I feel like there's really nothing stopping him from just being such a big threat to NAOS with that operator.
Alright. Not too much. He's still being able to hold it. Sultan has to watch out, and it's very crucial that he does because he is the Smokes player! But unfortunately gets spotted. And there it is, caught red-handed. Now it's trying to then... I'm not sure, look for an advantage. It's really tough at this point because, like, let's say, even if PTC does sneak into the C site, there's not too much that you can block off. No smokes available. It just holds its ground, though. It tries to go for the spray, but Cotton gets it instead.
That paranoia is going to slow down the pace even further, and as they try to push through, peppering shots through the smoke is just going to hurt NAOS continuously here, so they have to just vacate that one, go the other direction, and look for a different angle of attack. Still, though, the problem with that one is we got 20 seconds left onto the clock, and they're going to be knocking into the doorway of B. Nakia is just there, knocking them down, and he's got one. Oh, doesn't know. And that's going to be a plan for Mojer.
10
This
seconds left.
could be something. I don't know. We'll have to see, though. Mojer's repositioning. He's in a 1 versus 3. Very difficult situation to be in, to push out, the jump out as well. And Alter Ego. Man, their defense is...
Thanks.
Just, yeah, against situation is just so good.
Truly. I mean, almost a scenario where Mojer might have been able to do something, but if not, nonetheless, still is Alter Ego picking up the win. And with that, the op carried over as well. And that would be the problem that NAOS needs to solve currently. I mean, it's like a bit of a guessing game. You're not quite sure how Nakia's going to position himself, right? And at the same time, if you do, you know, it takes a whole village, the whole team to really find a way into a site. You can't lose.
Yes. You really can't lose when you have a village behind you. This is why, you know, we have the village people. YMCA.
Sorry, I was gonna say it's Sultan. You can't lose Sultan too early on before I got 0 points in the game.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's a aftershock to maybe catch the the use on that one. Shud. This is just so difficult. Like, you try to push through smokes and they just, you know, have this angle where they just pop shots. It's just so difficult. Yeah, Mojer is gonna try to go for the updraft and just get completely peppered. Such a difficult situation to be in for NAOS. Oh! Shot, though, connecting. Okay. Maybe an entry point for NAOS here, but they still have to deal with the two-man defense. Savvy with the fadeaway onto Sayu. Now we got ourselves a round for NAOS here. PTC doing the same thing again and again. Problem is, he just gets spotted by Nakia, and a quick adaptation just shuts any hope whatsoever that they've had. Sultan, now he's gotten all the information he needs. He knows that PTC is, or rather, Nakia is here on B, so he goes the other way. Nakia charges right in, goes around, and cannot hit the shot. Well, he does, but he doesn't get the finalizing blow. It's 1 versus 1! And got it! He tries to get closer because the knife, you know, is a little bit faster, but it just blows up in his face as Sultan reads the situation perfectly.
It's just a round where Sultan makes the miracle play happen, but at the same time, for both sides to fall to some unfortunate circumstances. First of all, the sprays out from players like Xavier. I mean, that was perfect because it's reads off of the recon. But then off of that, you know, despite the setups from players like Shud falls, They try to wrap back around. PTC was a little bit slow to react against Nakia. Into the C site, though, it just felt as though they were kind of unfortunately walking into each other, and Sultan happened to spot his opponent like inside of garage doors at a little bit ahead of him. So that might have been a bit of a read, might have been a bit of a lucky situation, but because of that, nonetheless, being able to pick that up just gives him so much value now that we have Mojer on the op. Nakia with the blades too. Oh my god. That's right.
I mean, well, it'd be, conspiracy theory if they did the technical pause because, like, Nakia's blades were just not working. We're going to reset those blades and see how it works, but no. Sometimes it just happens, right?
Yeah.
If you're not able to get that conversion, boo-hoo. It is what it is, but that was a very close round. Honestly, that was Alter Egos to be had, but it just slipped out of them. I think, again, even Godin just did not really expect that push out from Sultan. I like the proactiveness there, right? So, all things considered, it doesn't happen every time, but when you see it, you just like, how?
Right? That's the question. I honestly couldn't tell you. That was so crazy. And Sultan being able to lock in for that moment at the end.
Well, that round does make it, still a very close endeavor between NAOS and Alter Ego. So, all things considered, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a game here, a series, nonetheless.
We are kind of like nearing the end of the first half, so just taking a look at the game state currently, like some of the ultimates online, the Rolling Thunder, Neural Theft, maybe the TP play as well from Alter Ego, who knows, but what I'm thinking about down to it at the end is that, first of all, Alter Ego's money's starting to run dry, and if, similar to what we saw in Fracture, both teams can end the first half relatively close to each other. And Alter Ego, of course, they stand a bigger chance at doing that, especially with Nakia still in the op.
Nakia actually going straight for the peak here, but does get spotted by the camera. There is a lot of aggression that we're seeing from Alter Ego. They're just pressing in the fight. The advantage here potentially against NAOS, but NAOS just reacts very quickly as well. This one, PTC, again, just wanting to go for the fight here. Chud has been a magician with this Guardian, but you can see Mojer set up the trap already. Doesn't really get that fight. PTC's down to 22, which is not good for him. And I don't think we're going to be seeing a second peak here for Alter Ego, knowing that I think they spotted Mojer as well with the operator. PTC will be picking that up. And honestly, he is a pretty good operator as well. People do tend to forget that PTC was once a duelist. On the other side, tracing it down onto a Durn King. He's ripped out the Rolling Thunder, but no push just yet from NAOS.
Yeah, tried to set up for the trap, but unfortunately, because it's not found and the smokes are sent out, they have to kind of rotate over. And if they do it in time, though, before Gotten gets his smokes like fully refreshed, that is a slight opportunity where they can sneak in. The recon buys a bit of time for them and keeps Sayo pinned down. Smoke comes up on the site itself, forces Sayo to play around, and he just fires them straight through, matching the tracers, get the third! Now down to 10 seconds remaining. Sultan finds the double, tries to swing, but unfortunately shut down. PTC runs away, saving that up for a rainy day.
Wow. And people will say, why didn't they break that recon dart from Sayu? The thing is, he timed it perfectly and he put it at an angle where if NAOS is pushing in, they're still checking all of these corners and whatnot, right? And because of that, it just took him a longer time to really break through that one. And this smoke coverage that he had from his teammate is great. It's such a strong smoke. Just put the graffiti in there. If you have something to trace through the smoke, it just feels so oppressive. So Alter Ego, good answer altogether. That will put a dent in NAOS' economy, and PTC was able to save the op, which you can see that Mojer will try to take advantage of, but no peaks will be had on a long, at least for now.
Yeah, op v op. That's the attempt, at least. But of course, Alter Ego, they're kind of playing differently at the same time. Two players holding the angle in towards short, especially since the drone was being heard. Trying to fire off some shots. Mojo continues to hold the angle if there is another peek out. But nothing spotted currently, so needing to jump peek there, looking for more information, but they'll swing into it and actually catching NAOS off of the timing. Unfortunate for Patman as he was trying to set up the utility, but that will be the round as PTC falls and crumbles to the floor. Sultan, the only one left. Spike just completely stranded away from him.
He's going to be staying here, maybe hoping that he can get a catch against Alter Ego. Playing alongside his smoke.
30 seconds left.
Can't really do much more than just hope for a push, or a push from Alter Ego and just get a kill with the Guardian. More so than not, he's probably want to save this for a later round. But Alter Ego has just been solid for the defense. There's just really nothing that NAOS has been able to do,
left.
at least for the past couple of rounds, that has been a good answer. Oh, wait. I think he just wants to go for a fight and just, yeah, reset his economy. Lost bonus is going to be good for, so he can at least get a Guardian, or sorry, not a Guardian, but a Vandal in the next round.
In the half.
Still, though, this is now the... I wanted to say the lead, but just any advantage slipping away from NAOS currently. The lead instead, though, will be found by Alter Ego and very likely carried forward into the second half, especially when you have Nakia, who is this online, and so is the rest of his team. I mean, Sayu being able to hold that down that way, and now off to the next round, the last round of the first half, light shields all across for NAOS. They are trying to avoid the ops and the holds on the A side as much as possible.
Off your feet!
No, he spotted it too. Nakia, oh, he gets bumped up, but got it. Is going to be holding his hand for the meantime as he tries to get a little bit more foothold on this site. No pushes to be had just yet. Here comes the transition as Sultan has truly been the savior of NAOS. Alter Ego down to Chud and Sayu. They've ripped out basically everything they had but the kitchen sink. Now Sayu is going to be using his drone to provide a little bit more coverage for his team as he tries to go for the retake. Coming around the corner, good flash altogether, but PTC cannot go for the conversion. 2 versus 3. Will NAOS go for the challenge here? Goes for the peek, multi-peek even, and Chud just cannot get that flick. NAOS answer back, and we end our first half 5-7. And we are back and forth. It really has been. So let's see how this goes, right? Pistol round. Alter Ego's going to be on the attacking side already. Quick little use on the fault line, but it does nothing to phase PTC in Garage. Truly is the master mechanic as he's just able to systematically engineer the kills needed to give the upper hand to NAOS.
Speaking of engineer, though, Nakia trying to come up with his own blueprint into the A site. Savvy 8K will be able to hold it up from heaven. Spots out the second player, goes in for the third, gets a good little dink as well, and re-peaks for the third kill. Savvy 8K holds down the A site by an individual effort and allowing for NAOS to pick up the pistol.
Yeah, solid stuff. You can see how concerned they already were at what was on the second part of Garage that PTC just... I like how PTC likes to take these risks, these off angles that, you know, you check as a normal player, but then when you're a pro, sometimes you're already just looking at what's beyond that because you're not really, like, 9 out of 10 times there's no one going to be there. Just one of those things. PTC just abuses that. Gotta give the man props.
Without a doubt. Mojo now trying to abuse the outlaw as well.
Oh!
Fires it point blank without the scope. Savvy 8K with the assist. A third kill again. Just should left outside of B. Spotted out by the Bulldog of Petman. And NAOS will tie up the score 7-7 with a flawless win too.
Yeah, they're going to be saving up so much bank coming into this gun round from Alter Ego as NAOS play their bonus. A second flawless, like you mentioned, and look at those taps. And immediately I was like thinking maybe Savvy's going to be in a pretty bad spot, but Savvy, or rather, excuse me, Mojer, yeah, and then Savvy just comes in for the assistance, right? Very quick to just realize the intent of Alter Ego with that short push.
For real. We shall see, though, because this is going to be the crucial round. If NAOS can really find the bonus, that would stifle Alter Ego's momentum really effectively. So 3-stack on the C site, you know, because it's been different looks coming up from Alter Ego from the previous ones. But especially with Garage window being smoked off, the flash coming through, Patman puts himself into position. PTC with those off angles like you mentioned again.
Well, try to do that. There's also an off angle that we saw from Godin as actually will back away. Mojer just doesn't really go for the over-aggressive peek. Wants to play that safer game, which I completely understand. Now, with the drone being spotted here by Savvy, he tries to at least get some maybe information to get a kill, but Nakia is just a bit too quick on that one. Oh, PDC! The timing! He might have actually just given up his life for that fight! Moja's gonna coming into this one as well. Double shot with the Outlaw, at least gets the trade. And Sultan opens a whole can of worms as there's just a triple peek that just costs him his life. Moja does pick up the Phantom now. And there is a chance. And look at this, Durden King getting the call to plant the spike at the back of the site. Pretty smart decision. And here comes Mojer, closing in, dashes through, wants to go, wraps around, has the fight coming alongside him, but he just flicks a little bit too intensely and gets caught by Sayu in the process.
Yeah, tough 2-on-1. Maybe not expecting his opponents to be backside, maybe thinking that it's a 1-on-2, they might be sticking together. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case, especially with the player opting towards Heaven. But nonetheless, still a really close round. Alter Ego, though, will be able to carry forward their weapons, just gotten on towards a Bulldog, which, again, isn't a worst scenario in the world. We'll see how NAOS will be able to continue forward right now as they buy back up.
Yeah. Smoke does not give any form of information to Mojer whatsoever, but he is holding the angle on a short just to keep at least Alter Ego honest from pushing through that, but that's not even where Alter Ego wants to go. At least looking at the body language of the players. Looking for a potential swing here onto Garage or maybe even B. Smoke's been already put onto the B site. There is a potential where Durden King just, feels confident and tries to go for the push himself. Patman is getting traced through the smoke here. He's got to be careful as he's already been tagged down to 30. That being said, still no commitment to Alter Ego whatsoever.
Yeah, not yet. But now, with trying to pull those rotations across the map, they have decided to push in towards B. A bit of a dash in, and Sultan kind of avoids them. Hunter's here to deny the spike plant, but unfortunately it doesn't do its job. Just tagging at least one player, not too bad, but do they know that Nakia's on the other side, especially with the dash from before? Kind of. Mojer tries to reposition alongside the Cloudburst, a bit of a progression smoke. Nakia still trying to hold the angle. Sayu with assistance takes down Savvy 8K. Mojer now trapped and pinched inside the top of stairs. Goes in for a bit of a peek, maybe. His teammates starting to fall all around him. It's just PTC on the other side of grass. The round has slipped and completely gone away from NAOS' grasps, and they're just gonna have to back into the save now, where Nakia's starting to hunt down Mojer. Oh my god.
Yeah. I think Nakia also realizes where Mojer's positioning is, but that's not going to be enough. Still, though, the round goes through the favor of Alter Ego. That whiff, I think, on the Hunter's Fury really cost them because they couldn't... what's the word here? They just couldn't really flush out Alter Ego from where they've, planted themselves all around Link and the B site. So, and of course, the one thing that they just didn't really stop the plant on the spike. So... that's going to be a costly round for NAOS here as they've been just reset in terms of the economy. Sure, again, there's just the 2 save rifles, but Still, this is not looking too hot for NAOS.
Cage triggered.
Well, all things considered, it is still a pretty close game to say at the least. Alter Ego now setting up for potential A take here. The push out, but wait. There's still one defending on the A side, or one still holding the lurk. That is going to be Chud. PTC at the back of the site will be fighting for his life. Good catch for Mojer there. That's going to be the weapon upgrade for NAOS, and that's going to be forcing the hand of Alter Ego to start planting the spike and playing for post already. Now, Durin King and teammates going to be fighting for this one. Trying to look for PTC. PTC's just tucked himself on the other side here. Stun not connecting will cost him his life. That's going to be pretty big. Push out as well. There's the catch from a Durin King as he just converts, and Mojer was a collateral as he traces down onto Savvy. Alter Ego double digits.
Their choice.
Just being able to get that pinch against them, playing ahead of the game, spots them out outside a garage, and just relaying off of each other very effectively. I mean, that's what you have from Alter Ego when they are starting to feel more comfortable, especially on towards the C site. I mean, you're seeing how they're able to get these pinches against NAOS. So it's really tough for NAOS now. I mean, they've lost several rounds in a row. They've lost that lead, and they're starting to cool off. The coach calls timeout to really give them that reinvigoration that they're looking for. PTC getting a good whiff as well, but I don't know. Like, what's your take, Asterai?
It's really hard to, you know, kind of dissect what's happening here. Alter Ego, you know, enough said. They are just honed in on this one, and I think the NAOS approach to have the lurk from PTC, you know, even on this defending side, is good, but it's not that great. So that being said, I think we have to see NAOS try to take a page out of the book of Alter Ego and just face them where they play. And we did see that on the pistol round, but after that, it's just been NAOS reacting to the pushes of Alter Ego, and that's never really a good thing if you can't really get a pick at the very start as some sort of compensation, right? As Alter Ego start pushing in.
It's also being a little bit too reactive at current moments right now, trying to take matters into their own hands. Two players set up inside a garage. The immediate A main smoke, A lobby smoke out from now. It's just to retain some control. This usually it would be done for mental conditioning though, but in the past rounds, it starts to slip away from them that you kind of do wonder, is it too late? Alter Ego straight into C. They bypass some trips. Sayu gets trapped by one, but now it's not quite having the range for it. Sultan does turn around and find Shit though.
Yeah, that's pretty big because you did see that PTC was holding on to a judge. Now he'll be able to play the long-range fight with the rifle in hand. He's already looking to potentially go for the flank here, as you see, while the rest of Alter Ego play the more proactive hand. They're going to be going for the push, and Sultan just a little bit too over-eager, overzealous, gets punished. Here comes the retake for NAOS. Can't see one playing already at the site. The positioning, okay, the movement. Mojer's fighting back. A Durin King spotted with the Rolling Thunder. PTC realizes this, but look at the positioning. This is going to be huge. Sayu, they have to go for the half. Somehow, it's now into a 1 versus 3. They're chasing him down. PTC wants blood here, as there is the pick already onto Mojer. And thankfully enough, Savvy's here, but the sight, the spike, no way! They actually get it with .34 down to the wire, and NAOS clutches.
So incredibly close, but a moment like that, and that just might pull them back into the game. NAOS being able to control the map, being able to flood back into the C site off of Alter Ego executing into it. I mean, thanks to that little player outside a garage, taking down Shut, the rifle being picked up, the flank being set up, and also just Mojer able to spin around on the site, taking down Alter Ego that way, gives them a little bit more breathing room. Next round comes up, and we're back towards trying to control A main, but Alter Ego just march forward. They're in the smokes now, and they continue to launch their way through in towards a long. The 78K is going to be in for a rude awakening.
Oh, he's going to just try to escape for dear life, and here comes Alter Ego. Aftershocks actually well placed there, though. Doesn't allow too many of the players of Alter Ego to start pushing in, but now, of course, the Utility drops. That's a whole different question, but wow, that is just absolute punish for them. Here comes Mojer, though, comes in for the swing, goes in for the conversion, and he's quick enough to get the 2. So this mitigates a lot of the numbers of Alter Ego. Still a 2 versus 3 as the round continues. PTC spots out 1 already onto Chud. It's just a trace through the smoke, or through the wall, and it's not going to be enough. Sultan, 5 seconds for his smoke to maybe give him some coverage, but the problem is that he does not have a shot at step 2. Just get safely into the site, and there's just too many bodies again to deal with. Alter Ego, that quick step into the A site will cost NAOS the round.
And possibly the map as well. I mean, not necessarily that they made mistakes here, but we are getting very close to map point for Alter Ego. I mean, Alter Ego, this was a round where they just did such a good job at throwing NAOS off their scent. Like mentioned before, it's that A lobby smoke, but because Alter Ego pushes past it, they catch Savvy off guard, and at the same time being able to break open those defensive lines and get into sight. Because they were then on site, it's just players from NAOS who were ultimately pinched. NAOS, I think they tried to set up some kind of a fight, you know, especially Petman around the corner, maybe a bit of a flashpoint, but it doesn't really catch anyone. And Alter Ego then are just quick to really shoot them down effectively. Now, next round, and NAOS doesn't really have the buys. It's quite likely that we are looking at, you know, maybe a bit of a force or half-buy play, where Alter Ego, given everything that they've got, might reach map point.
Agreed. They are, again, kind of positioned just for that. Nakia has brought out his trusty outlaw here. Very close. Mo just gotta have to go for that conversion, which he does. Immediately just backs away and doesn't take any damage. And that's gonna be pretty big for him. His heroics gives the numbers advantage to NAOS, but of course, it's still too early to tell, as the firepower from Alter Ego is very much felt. Nakia still staying here on A long, so the rest of Alter Ego now about to start knocking here onto the B site.
Cage triggered.
And there they go. Doors open. Spike will get planted in this very second. Now it's trying to regroup themselves, though, especially with the 2 players outside from A lobby. Might have a good chance, but they gotta break that trip first, which would alert Nakia very quickly. So, at the same time, you gotta keep your eyes on PTC as well as Sultan. Out from C-Link. Careful to peek and hold. They do only have pistols. The fault line gets sent. And unfortunately, that's PTC and Sultan downed. Just Mojer and Savvy 8K. And break open these drones. But unfortunately, they get tagged as well by further utility. Just Mojer now to hold. Spots players trying to run away. Pushes through his Cloudburst, but a bit of a tap from Sayo. And that is very well it after right. It's 12-8 map point for Alter Ego.
Yeah, that's very problematic here for NAOS. I mean, at least they will have rifles, right, to play in this round, and a good amount of ultimates as well, but this is definitely an uphill battle here against Alter Ego. So much of what we're seeing right now is just the activation of Sayu and, honestly, a Turn King in this game. That being said, though, again, there's a purchase buy available. There's the push out, flash to assist, but it's really just not phasing Alter Ego at all. I mean, all the setups and everything, they're just prepared for it, right? And PTC and Mo just down already. Now it's dwindling in the numbers. And if they can't get a refrag, this is just looking a lot more solid for Alter Ego.
No kidding. Opening picks left and right. Just down to the last 2. Sultan, Savvy 8K. Sultan's trying to get ahead. Gets one with a wallbang through the drone too, but now pitched in. Finds a player outside of Shorty! Takes down Nakia as well! He gets the right click on the classic! What is this? 4K and TP's into safety. Just Adrian King onto it to Spike. Tries to regroup, tries to rehold, but barrel spotted out by Xavier K. NAOS stays alive and hangs by a hair.
Sultan, bow down to his royal majesty. My goodness, what a conversion that was. Look at that reposition, and he just gets away with a sliver of HP to remain. That heroics that he just did was... It's just sublime. It's just beautiful. It's what NAOS needed. Not just the, you know, the strategical advantage of that one, but the mental boost to keep the players mental in the game. This is doable. 3 rounds if they can, but of course, Alter Egos, they've called a timeout. They're near this finish line, and they want to cleanly, or they just want to finish this game and get us into a map number 3.
Yeah, that's... Took the words right out of my mouth. It's 2 things. Either it shocks and confuses Alter Ego so much that they're, you know, gonna respect him a lot more in the coming rounds, or Alter Ego sticks to their game plan, you know, whatever they're cooking up in this timeout. Meanwhile, for now, it's like you have to imagine it really inspires the rest of the team as well. Like when you got someone on your team doing things like that, it's 2v5. All of a sudden, he picks up a 4K. You have to think like, yo, he's not giving up. I'm not gonna give up either. 3 more rounds. Let's go overtime.
Well, never give up, never surrender. And that's the motto that we're seeing here from NAOS. Fly high if they can. Now's the time. Alter Ego, though, they're altering the mental state of NAOS if they can, if they're able to do so as well. But of course, they might have been shook themselves. They still have the upper hand here, like you mentioned, Quack. It's a 3-round buffer. And they can just take their sweet time. They're compressing their force, looking to go explode on this B site, and there's no defense once again from NAOS whatsoever. Patman's just holding this one. There's the dash away from Nakia, and he's already looking for the fight. Mojer has to go for the challenge, doesn't realize inside the smoke, this shorty does not connect, and it is actually falling to pieces. Alter Ego go in. They knock unallowed to go into the site, unwarned visitors, and these guys just get evacuated from B.
Just as soon as they try to approach, right? Whole squad unfortunately gets sent packing. Thanks to NAOS with how quick they were then able to effectively read it. Still though, I am a little bit concerned. This was off of a timeout, so it might be a bit of a fake play just to mentally condition NAOS into playing around the map, and you have to imagine what's going to happen next. Currently, a 4-stack on the A side from NAOS. What is this game plan? It's a bold one, to say the least, as Alter Ego quickly dashes in towards the back of Garage Window. The TP play catching PTC off guard.
Wow. Yeah, sorry, that was a clean play from Alter Ego, baiting Godden with that one, but Nakia making sure that he can just get a refrag or even just save his teammate's life as he's exiting from the shadows. What a smart play from Alter Ego here. And now NAOS has to play with this deficit. They've just basically used every single ultimate that they had in that last round, but Sultan, he's been doing a lot of work here, really putting in the reps to give NAOS a fighting chance. Tap a spike is very necessary here. Inside the smoke, it's going to be Godden, and the trap has been sprung. It's just going to be difficult. Savvy's just going to hope that he can at least have the spike, which he does. So this gives some fighting chance right now for NAOS. But again, they have to just deal with what is happening right in front, and it's just not going to work. Alter Ego, they've set themselves up for the shooting range all the way from downtown, and we get ourselves a map number 3. I'm in for a loop here, because this is a different take that NAOS is bringing to the table.
Like earlier on, I would have thought that it was a really balanced, like mid-range composition that NAOS would have had from before, you know, especially with the Vise, the Gecko, and the KO. But this time bringing in the double controller, so maybe trying to work off of the mental conditioning that the Toxic Screen provides, but at the same time, like you're saying, it's right. You're lacking a bit of a Sentinel, so PTC kind of fills in that role a little bit, but not so much because you don't have traps to watch or flank for you. So that's going to be something to keep in our minds as Alter Ego starts out on the defense.
Shutting them down.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 3. It really is down to the wire. Whoever wins gets up to the semifinals. Whoever loses, well, their plans for a split 1 will come to a screeching halt. Just, again, give your cheers in the chat. I'm seeing a lot of support for both NAOS as well as Alter Ego. Either way, both of these teams are showing to us one hell of a series of a game. And looking into the kill feeds, man, it seems like NAOS are getting things started with 2 kills already. Nakia and a Durn King getting a lot of value, or rather getting the kills onto them is pretty big, as it does hurt Alter Ego. There's just a step through, and it's going to be the A site where the spike will potentially get planted.
Still pretty nuts, though. And there it is. Lack of a sentinel, and out from a flank, Sayu comes out striking. Patman will be able to trade, and in that chaos, Gotten tries to sneak through. Sees that the spike gets planted really close up around triple, though, and spots out the next player, but the right click, unfortunately, some of those bullets just get hit into the boxes instead, so now it's being able to work off of their numbers advantage, taking up the pistol.
Well, solid stuff. Did want to know where PTZ actually got his kill onto, I think that was like...
I think lamps or somewhere around A site, yeah.
So it's just like now is spreading around, using their strength in terms of the firepower, right? Just to get those early picks. Ooh, I like this from Alter Ego. They're going to be going for the aggressive push out through the smoke. Mojer, if he's not careful with this, is just going to get completely blasted, but it's the opposite direction, actually. They went to the left, and Mojer's just there, already prepared to receive the contact, and he gets some. Already halfway done to his ultimate.
Yeah, get some. As soon as he spots him out, like, that's so quick. And you're absolutely right. Because he's closer to his ultimate, that's something that we definitely have to keep our eyes on for the upcoming rounds. You know, it's going to be a very useful piece of utility. The ultimate, of course, to really break open a lot of sites, and Alter Ego has to watch out for that for sure. Thinking twice about, you know, just peeking outside of smokes together as a full squad. There can be some consequences, although it can also work out, you know, effectively well sometimes. But that said, once again, in with a toxic screen. If you keep doing this onto the A side, your opponents at some point will have to respect it. And there they go, trying to creep in towards lamps alongside it. They trip the shear wall, and Mojer comes in to isolate that fight against Nakia. Off towards the other end, though. Shows up with the Phantom off towards the end, and now back in towards lamps. Tries to look out for more players. Gets hit with a snake bite, but still good for at least one more. Ooh. Sultan makes it a trade.
Yeah, that snake bite thought it made it easy for NAOS, which it kind of did, but Chud, you mentioned, just a demon with the shots. NAOS not going to be able to comfortably truly push through this. Savvy moving at the edge of the smoke, dissipating as he just goes in, God, and punishes. Patman does get the opening here, and they're going to be pushing through spawn. Now, Sayu can create a bit of space for his teammate as a Durn King spots out this aggression from NAOS, and it's just going to falter. They went in a little bit too deep, and now it just backfires as this is the domain of Alter Ego. I think they stopped him from rotating to B site.
Just being able to turn that all around once again. And you're really seeing how effective NAOS can be, especially when they are able to strike as confidently as before. This time not really cooled off, not really faltered by a lot of it, but down to the end, as they try to head onto the B site, like, it just kind of all starts to fall apart, so maybe overcooking a little bit. That's it. You know, this is a round where they'll be able to fight with even footing. Should pulls out the Judge to try to hold and defend on towards the A site.
Like the idea from this one is at least you are pretty close to just, you know, being able to just stop them with lamps. NAOS have no intention, though, pushing on to A, at least for the moment. Looking to try to get that opening here slowly through long. Got him. Is looking for this position. There it is, the setup. Not really going to get any contact here on Octa. Gotta now knows there is something happening here at D-Long, so he's making sure that he gets that quick little peek, get a check at the minimap, and just make sure again that they're not pushing just yet. PTC triggers the shear. Has to be a check from Chud. No opponents whatsoever. I like the control from NAOS. I like the control from Alter Ego, but something has got to give. 40 seconds left onto the clock. And NAOS, now that they've at least burned some of the utility of the Vice, they should be able to push through, but they haven't really gone through most of the smokes right now. Mo just gonna have to just create something with that showstopper, and it does give some access to NAOS. Even a kill onto Godin, that's pretty big. Nakia still at the back of the site though, gets that conversion, and Alter Ego not making it easy. It's a back and forth kerfuffle. Both of the teams now in a fight. You're absolutely right. Time is not of the essence. Sultan cannot go for a quick plant here. Might have to reposition, but Chud is peppering shots. Can't really follow him through the smoke as they just lose each other in the mess of things, but still Alter Ego come out on top.
And that's kind of just Alter Ego doing their thing, you know? Even with Mojo trying to create something out of thin air with that showstopper, he does manage to create a little bit of space, and we'll give him that credit. But ultimately, the front portion of the site still kind of neglected, and Nakia is able to find a couple of kills off of that. And with that, it really breaks and stalls a lot of the approach shot from NAOS. And this is tough for NAOS as well, because they're working against a composition where they need to trip and trigger so much just to alleviate some of the pressure as they hit on into the site. Like, in order for their mental conditioning, you know, Viper style of play to work, they need to break that wall. But now, off into the eco route, they just jump straight into those Razor Vines. The salvos tracking onto a player. Sayu able to spot out another as well. It's all starting to fall apart. The wheels coming off of the wagon for NAOS.
Hold on, Sayu got the third kill there from the person pushing through bench. Now, he has a clear-cut shot to just get himself his own ace, right? Patman now does get the headshot onto Chud, but obviously Sayu's going to play the correct style of Valorant, which is not to chase aggressively for the kills. Spots one out. Godin is getting that contact, and a Durn King. He picks up the other kill. Here comes Saya for the 4K. And he's just, you know, he's happy for that. He gets the Armageddon. It's good. Alter Ego pushed him back. It's a good round.
Yeah, still a really effective and relatively clean enough round for Alter Ego at the end. Like, that's really what they're looking for, to be able to bring that momentum over. And this truly could be the moment that kind of turns it all around in the first half, because they effectively nullified the showstopper from before. And because of that, now economy's on their side. They're starting to build up the lead. I mean, currently it's just a one-round lead for sure, but that's also why NAOS is trying to get ahead of that, calling the timeout, maybe spotting something to try to break past Alter Ego's defenses.
I mean, they kind of have to, right? It's very difficult to try to bully through what Alter Ego has set up.
The Vise, man.
Yeah. Seems like PTC has changed up his product. It's now the... What is that? Still the same thing, but just the smaller version?
Yeah, slightly different one. Like, those might be like the mentholated ones.
Isn't Hongtai also menthol?
Actually, I'm not sure.
Wait, you have one right now on you.
I think it's like one of his herbs, and they got, I don't know, it's different kinds. Whatever it is.
Yeah, but I got the menthol one. Anyways, you know what? Maybe that's what is changing PTC's. You know how there's some anime protagonists where they can shift up what they're able to do depending on like what they're using.
Sure.
Yeah, that one Final Fantasy anime where the guy can change up his weapon, or Rave, if you know that, where you can change your sword by different like gems and whatnot. I've forgotten the story. Anyways, I was so young. Now or never, not young anymore. But well, speaking of young players, we have a bunch of them here at NAOS and Alter Ego. Durn King's at the back of the site. Just chilling. Flash. Oh, okay. Guiding Light does get a bit of information for a Durn King. So now He's cautious. What's the setup? What's the play? Am I going to get screwed at the B site? There's going to be the use on the Razor Vine as he tries to reposition at the back of the site. There is so much being thrown here at the B site. Here comes Mojer. Double satchel, but there is, again, as you can see, the Fly Swatter. There is going to be use of this Cosmic Divide. Can they plant the spike? 30 seconds left onto the clock. Drinking's using his Trailblazer already. Spots nothing. And time is really not favoring NAOS right now, but they will be able to make as clear of a push as possible. His wall's about to drop. Anything to stop it? But that's a no. So it's going to be a retake here for Alter Ego. NAOS is doing a really good job at keeping things as compressed as possible. Godin is such a bother here, and Sayu assists him for another. We're left with just PTC, and it's a 1 versus 1. The swing, it's a wide one, and it's gonna be successful for Godin on the retake.
Both of them trying to find the bursts against each other, but Godin just gets there a fraction of a second earlier. I mean, yeah, with a wide swing, it really throws off PTC's crosshair. And PTC, just as we mentioned him, almost bringing his team to victory on the round. Had the snakebite kill, had the further kills with the Phantom as he picks off more players around the edges of the smokes, but down to it at the end, because Gotten takes things into his own hands, into the smoke, plays around it, plays around the tube, he isolates so many more fights. And that is now Alter Ego in a tremendous lead. 4-2, possibly 5-2.
Well, it's a very big possibility, especially with NAOS just being on the Sheriffs here. They go in, simultaneous push. I do like the look of it, but still, this is going to be quite a difficult endeavor here. The thing is, if NAOS can open up this B site and maybe pick up a couple of weapons, right? Plant the spike. PTC has a Viper Spit to potentially assist. The arsenal truly has been brought. As the Steel Garden has been used. That being said, it's only NAOS with the pistol, so it might not really matter as often. Here comes the push, comes the shove. Great flash, good support whatsoever. They might have been able to eke out, but the problem here is that Orbital Strike has just separated the brunt of the NAOS roster. Sultan loses bullets there, and Alter Ego pick up a 5th round.
And just more guns as well. But there it is, yeah, 5-2. A little bit expensive, I think, with the ultimates being set over as well, but why not to secure the round, especially when you have such a strong lead in this first half already. Why not just continue to build that up? I mean, now they've been trying round after round to break apart or to bait out the early Vice utility. Some of these rounds they managed to do that, but when Should is able to shut you down mid-air, just like what he did against Mojer a couple of rounds ago, it definitely can affect you mentally. Still trying to scratch their head for solutions. They are back into the A side, but now Alter Ego takes things into their own hands. Nakia starts things off with a shot in with a blast back. Now Showstopper out in hand, blows up Sultan, but Petman fights back with a triple of his own as well. Gone continues to strafe, and that's a 2K to end the round. 6-2 in favor of Alter Ego.
Petman didn't even know what hit him. He just like, what? I don't even see him come throughout the POV around the wall, the corner. All right, this was just, again, a forced fight between two teams. And, okay, I want to see Godin's perspective. Ah, no! But, yeah, he had a 6 last kill on Petman there. That being said, NAOS, they're in trouble here. Alter Ego, they are flexing their strength on Bind, and there is, at least at this point, there is no fight that we're seeing be forced out from NAOS. Sure, they have some ideas, they have some reactions, but it's not enough to what Alter Ego is laying out for us, or for them.
Yeah, no kidding. Now it's really needing to find a solution, but it's not quite found, and there it is. Alter Ego laying out yet another trap. A bit of an outlaw outside of Showers, and now we're thinking twice about the A site now, backing off. The toxic screen still somewhat rendered useless, as the rest of NAOS head back into the B site. PTC right around Garden or Octagon.
They do know that Dirt King is here. There it is again. They're just going to start pressing their advantage. Good pop shots, though. I think they saw the head of a Dirt King as well. That opens it up. Razorvine really does a number of things, and oh, Chud is... what is happening? Chud just can't find anywhere to reposition. But now, here comes the rest. Shots not connecting. That is going to be unfortunate, and PTC dunks it down for the collateral.
Wow. A stylish finish to the round with a collat kill. But at the end as well, after so many rounds, 6 full rounds of Should being able to anchor down the B site, all of a sudden it's the Armageddon alongside, salvos and everything else that covers the entire site, keeping Should trapped in, and with that, being able to break through, and also being able to wrap around from elbow as well. It's just, what a round from NAOS to be able to call it out and turn things around. So now, Coach Asterisk coming in with the intervention, trying to keep Alter Ego's lead on their side.
Yeah, they have to, make sure. Again, this is one of the things that we know Alter Ego kind of does. They're just... Sometimes there are going to be those rounds and then just immediately get the call. Keep that lead if they must, if they can. But honestly, what can you really do is against such an oppressive set of util, right? That was clean from NAOS as well. Just love how they had the Razorvine. Anyone outside window can't really rotate, and they will hear that chink of noise as they're trying to escape the Razorvine. It's pretty good, and then you'll also have just that Armageddon into guided salvo, so you can't get out of through your own entrance to the site. It's just sick, man. It's just destructive. It's very,
that's what Teo does. Yeah. But still, Alter Ego continue pushing forward despite being on defense straight out of B long, trying to get ahead of the timeout being called. It was their own timeout, but in case NAOS were setting up for it. So, straight outside, nothing quite spotted just yet. It forces NAOS to spend their utility to re-clear Fountain, and they won't really see anything just yet. So currently conserving their positions, playing close in towards market, watching for the angles outside of A short and maybe a little bit of showers as well. They will then slowly push back out. And then, the Trailblazer out from Alter Ego. So really trying to burn the timer down and keep them at bay, especially away from some of the Vi's utility in play.
Sure, if they can keep the Vice util alive, I think that also that's already pretty big value for Alter Ego here. Turn King is by himself, though. Oh. Okay, good timing on the back off because everybody from NAOS is already here. The double up onto Hookah.
30 seconds left.
And now NAOS is gonna wait. Yeah, I was about to say their duelist is actually here on showers, so they're gonna go the other direction. The thing is, guided salvo is gonna be there, and it's just gonna delay things even more. 20 seconds on the clock, and NAOS, they gotta huff, they gotta puff, and just try to bring down the house. But the Molly, they're going in. It's sizzling. It's just too hot. Sure, it is going to be the jump in, but then look at the HPs, look at the damage. It is not looking too hot for NAOS here, and he can't plant the spike just yet. Gets the assistance, and maybe now he can. NAOS is still able to keep the numbers relatively safe for them, and they enter into this A site. Alter Ego, I say that, and then they just get 2 kills straight up. PTC's got a mountain of work to try to get through. Timing is going to be crucial. Spots out 1, good for the first. Has the snake bite, delays the plant, but they know where he is, and they have time to burn. PTC, everything is just set against him. Goes in for the fight. Chud is doing a good job to just keep him busy, keep him contained, and even just win that battle. So the defuse done, and Alter Ego win the round.
Yeah, sticks the landing at the end, but still Alter Ego, quick to respond, quick to hold. So even though the spike did go down, even though the showstopper was deployed, ultimately it's Alter Ego with their early round efforts, conserving a lot of the Vi's utility, keeping the Teo in position, and just continuing to burn that timer down. Thanks to that, now the rest of the team is then able to flood in to deny, the spike plant or even to come in for the retake, and that is the current game plan. We'll see if NAOS adjusts. Starting things off once again, early toxic screen. B long has been smoked off. The salvos early into A short as well as, the salvos into her showers, so nothing quite noted for now.
There is that Viper smoke here. Sayu, yeah, realizes and immediately just calls the smoke from his teammate. It's the same thing here. Alter Ego just making sure. Right now, I like the use on that one. It allows Nakia to take a forward approach, but Sultan has just been so good at punishing that. He wasn't spotted by the stealth drone, so he was able to sneak his way in. And, well, NAOS might actually just call the rotation onto B, especially now that Savvy was just spotted and dealt with at Showers here. Fight from Sultan's gonna have to be something. The Armageddon delays them just a tiny bit, but here comes the rest of NAOS while PTC is holding on elbow. This is a round that is just, honestly, it just feels smooth and natural for NAOS to win.
Yeah, I mean, they already kind of had the whole thing cooked up. As soon as, you know, Sultan was able to take those 2 kills by himself, I should say, also, right outside of Hookah, like, it already kind of softens up the sight that they have that numbers advantage. They are able to break their way in, and especially with PTC holding out from elbow this way, just makes it that much more difficult for Alter Ego, and especially right now for Sayu, who has his shoulder spotted out, does pick up an automatic rifle for his troublesome, but kind of runs back and holds that for the upcoming round instead. Nonetheless, it again is NAOS. It is Sultan to start things off with his own efforts.
Last round before the switch.
Last round. At least with that play that we saw from NAOS, they will be coming into this round with honestly a stronger start, as they have dwindled the economy of Alter Ego in this last one. Still, Alter Ego, they got the whole enchilada. Godin has the orbital. He got Seeker Set as well. And this is, again, still a very close game. I was said maybe not, because Alter Ego was starting to take away the lead, but now is slowly inching back up. That being said, though, nothing easy about this game for either side.
Not at all. Tensions definitely heightening as both teams play a little bit more conservative. Alter Ego, though, quick information outside of Showers, a bit of a peek out, nothing found. So maybe this does inform to what might happen on the B side, but then another stealth drone out from Savvy 8K keeps a couple of players invested on the A site. That is huge because it's one potential, SMG, one potential rifle away from the B site where the real hit from NAOS is going through. Cosmic Divide as well, a bit of a hot flash setup. Steel Garden deployed from Shut to try to buy and delay as much as possible, but ultimately to no real effect. He sets up the Arc Rose, but peeks out, and he gets shut down. Adrian King out for one, Petman in for the trade, and the spike goes down.
Orbital strike, though. Is that going to get the kill? No, a little bit too late, actually. And that is, honestly, a pretty strong start for NAOS right now. Sultan's already picked up 2, and he's getting value. Not yet done. Flash hits Sayu, and that's going to be that. First half taken by storm by these two teams, kept close by NAOS, and that's the 5-7. Good stuff for them.
As well as, that double controller, you're able to cycle through those smokes, and you see how that toxic screen is being utilized right now on the map.
Yeah, and how effective is this? I'm wondering, though. There's no Sentinel for NAOS on the defending side, and it can work, but the lack of just, stability from a Sentinel can make or break some teams. That being said, though, Nakia just completely commits to the double satchel, forcing out PTC from lamps here. As the spike should get planted down. Look at the damage, though. That's not going to look too hot for them. The push out, the back away. PTC's been spotted already. Spike's going to get planted, but it's through just massive damage. And here comes the train of NAOS. Choo-choo coming out from lamps. The flash responded, but not responded quickly enough as Alter Ego is falling down bit by bit. Pop shots coming in from Godin just to delay things, but big flanks coming in as well from NAOS as Sultan is coming through the long con. They still, Alter Ego looking, looks right in front of them. Big flanks, spots out another. Garin just could not react, and we're all down to Sayu. He will be able to use his guided salvo. They spotted where it is. They're charging. They're picking up the kills, and somehow he's converting some, but they will be able to still defuse in the end.
Certainly. Even with his best efforts, the salvo can only do so much. It's just a little bit unfortunate, especially that's just what NAOS can do with their comp. You know, he has a lot of that utility, and it chips away a lot of damage. And as that pistol train really chugs into Rurt's lamps and the rest of the site, you know, unfortunately for Nake, he's not able to fight back, and it's just is Sayu. So, a bit of an effort, but there it is. Right now, there's a chance for NAOS to tie up the score, especially with the Outlaw being pushed up once again, and Savvy 8K onto the Ghost. That could be a rifle, you know, full rifle in the upcoming third round of the second half. We'll see how it all plays out as Pistol Train now looking to push in towards Hookah.
Oh, damage onto Sultan, though. Alter Ego's just going to be knocking down the doorway, but it just falls right in front of their faces. Patman is there to assist, and they've cleared up basically everyone from Alter Ego. Just a Dern King left. Now, dude is going to be coming through here on Hookah. Peeks out. Moses is quick with the Outlaw shot.
Yeah, and not a second being lost truly in the round. Not a second rifle being lost, as most of them get carried over. Savvy AK picked up the Bulldog at the end as well. So all of that now gives NAOS a really good chance to find the lead. Alter Ego, unfortunately, with the pistol trains, you know, it's just not the most effective thing as they continue to try to push out. And this is where we really get to see, you know, how this setup works against them. If they can then convert the bonus into an 8-7, NAOS primed to make that happen.
Ooh. Hurts a little bit there from Savvy. Has to back away. PTC. Now, just outside showers. Oh, Mojer, though, does get caught. Can't really get that conversion with the Outlaw, and he gets punished for it. Sultan now realizes that he actually might have bitten off more than he can chew positioning there, but it seems like Alter Ego is willing to go for the flush out here. Not before they did spot that smoke being pressed in. Now this is just a little bit, just, you know, Alter Ego showing their strength around the map, but now they've set their sights onto this A site. PTC gives himself some coverage. Patman does get the 1-for-1 trade, at least for the moment. PTC hides inside the smoke, tries to be sneaky, but actually gets snuffed out, and we're just left to Sultan, who's again on the long con, very far from the flank, or with the flank, but we should get spotted very quickly here. Great shot onto Chud here, but still 3 versus 1 as the round continues.
Might be able to pick up a rifle.
Okay.
But you look at how his opponents are all spread out across. I mean, there's a chance that he can kind of isolate the duels, but this will take time as the spike continues to tick away, move further up, and gotten, you know, in a forward position. Something that Sultan doesn't quite expect, gives Alter Ego that 8-7 instead.
Okay.
So that slight bit of a bonus somewhat denied as, yeah, the whole round starts off with the showers play and back into it with Alter Ego up around the site.
Well, either way, right? As you mentioned, it was just the bonus. Now it's going to be playing with their gun round. Sultan and Patman very close to their ultimates as well here. Now Sayu, same could be said. Nakia, though, just pushes out and gets a pick onto B long. That's a 1-for-1 trade, I think. No, it wasn't. I thought there was a pick from NAOS on mid, but that was just a figment of my imagination. And all things considered, Alter Ego, pretty good start, but now not wasting any time, wants to play that proactive role as they start pushing up. Godin's going to be spotted here, but he's the one that spots them back. Chud gets the flank onto Patman, and this is just an open straight up onto the B site. Alter Ego don't really have to sweat about things because, well, now they're just far from the situation.
This might be like a full save already for now. You start off the round that early, and all of a sudden 3 players are gone. No chance at a retake, honestly. And it all happens because Alter Ego just kind of decides to work as a team, to play conservative, to find these angles and take these fights against some of the players from NAOS. That shot down B long really already does quite a bit. But then they work around the toxic screen as well. I mean, NAOS tried to, or at least PTC tried to put that up to allow his teammates to then find that pinch onto anyone who might be still holding up around Fountain. But unfortunate for NAOS, because Chud, and, you know, alongside, I think, maybe Adrian King, who's still holding up around Market, managed to take those two players as they peek out of hookah.
Well, whatever happens, NAOS is just going to be able to save these weapons come next. But both teams, they are nearing that finish line. Alter Ego is already closing to that double digits. And this is where NAOS might feel that pressure. Both of the teams have used their first timeouts. They still have seconds, and NAOS might be nearing to use another one because it is slowly slipping away from their grasp. They're trying to cup it with their hands, but it is just a bit too much to handle, at least for the moment. What's going to be the setup here for NAOS, as there is a lingering struggle for them. You can see that Patman is doing a whole lot, Sultan is doing a whole lot, but other than that, Alter Ego, they're such a quick unit. And honestly, I thought it was going to be Nakia to be the top frag, but I think he is doing his job, which is just to be the entry frag. If he gets kills, sure, good, but because he can't, it's gonna have to be the secondary. And somehow he's almost able to connect pretty well with Sayu and got it. Okay, this push out from Mojer as he tries to go for the conversion. I like the idea, but he's only good for the one. This might have again maybe bamboozled Alter Ego a little bit, but they look pretty composed into starting this round. TP does scare them away because there could be another weird push from NAOS onto that port, but not this time. PTC comes around and just gets a quick shot off of Sayu, onto Sayu.
Continuing to hold as well. A bit of a play that catches unsuspecting Alter Ego, who thought they could have put themselves into a position for a bit of an A split, but currently now just the A short push. 3 players working alongside the smoke that they have, but a poison cloud in their way, as well as PTC tries to spray them down. A bit of a snake bite as well, denying any potential chance at sticking the spike. Waiting for that snake bite to go away though. They go in for that tap, and then the TP running all the way through. But what Alter Ego doesn't quite know is that Sultan is around the site. A molly straight down in towards Halls. Should watching off towards the back. Razor Vine's just a delay and hold, but here comes Sultan! Starts off with a one-shot, should in for the trade.
Yeah, so at least he doesn't do as much damage, but he also forced the plant on the spike to be inside the tube, so I don't know how strong that's going to be. Orbital Strike's just going to be used right now. I like the idea here, but it's a 2 versus 3 as the round continues. Got it. The flash. He is actually trap rock in a hard place. Chud comes around the corner. Nice use on the Steel Garden. Gives time, but Savvy is just too quick with the pistol. Doesn't matter if he doesn't have the rifle. He's still deadly as long as he has a weapon in his hands. And NAOS fight back as they push 8-9 against Alter Ego.
Quick to be able to dismantle the positioning from the players on the B site. Once again, it's just NAOS with how they are able to stabilize themselves in some of these moments, especially with the players that they do have. I mean, it looks really dicey and close at times, but because of PTC and Savvy 8K being able to peek together that way, just really continues to throw Alter Ego off, especially with the numbers advantage that they have picked up. So next round coming up, and now it really stands a chance at tying up the score and possibly not truly breaking Alter Ego's economy just yet, but with those 3 ultimates, you know, that's definitely quite the bank they're working with.
Okay.
Well, if at least NAOS can force them back, like you mentioned, this is going to be at least good for them. Oh, no push-outs just yet, though. But they are using the salvos to separate NAOS, or, sorry, excuse me, Alter Ego on that push. Not going to work out just yet, though. Mojer into Cubby. He's got to be careful here. He actually does get spotted, so he's got to at least have to give that away. Sheer. Oh, that's the attacking side sheer. Okay, so it's going to be something else. Armageddon's been used here, though, so they pulled the trigger into the fight. Nice satchel to just delay a Dern King. It could have been potentially something else, but not really. PTC, huge position, but finally a Dern King does silence him. 3 versus 2. Numbers still favoring Alter Ego. Seekers getting information, and look at this, man. Shud, yeah, he's going to go for the long
30 seconds left.
flank. And since he's already cleared up the B site, that's going to be a quick TP. Sultan, not going to know about the flank. 1 versus 1 against Savvy. Savvy fights back. Pretty good. Got it salvo. Does it delay? Does it stop the plant on the spike? Looks like it does. Thing, though, is it's still going to be a pretty difficult endeavor for him. Gets tapped already in the head. And he's got nothing left in the tank in terms of abilities. So he's going to have to just go raw dog the retake, and we'll see how this transpires.
He kind of had an idea for where one of them was, but now with time elapsed, what he doesn't know is that they have decided to stack up together inside of Hookah, playing to their numbers advantage, stacking in, and that's going to have to be the save. Goes through the TP, so 10-8 now in favor of Alter Ego. It came close, it came dicey, especially with the way that PTC swung out around the A site, but as the round continues to play out, a bit of that flank coming out from Shud, and the mid-round call to go through the teleporter really throws NAOS for a bit of a loop.
That was so clean. Honestly, I mean, it's not it's not clean, but that readdress from Alter Ego is pretty clean. There it is. The last timeout for NAOS right now. Double digits is already there. Again, it's been a very close game. But that being said, it is it's also been a very long series, and we're well deep into the night. This is going to test the mental fortitude of our players, if the fatigue is setting in or if they're still able to continue the rounds right now. It looks like the players are just, cool, calm, collected, but the pressure is steeping in, especially now again that Alter Ego is so near that finish line.
Yeah, definitely a lot more than NAOS is. So it's trying to find more solutions as well, right? Especially against Alter Ego, who can set up for these lurks, who are able to kind of just find ways across the sides, truly. I mean, they're just so effective at doing that again and again, but right now it's trying to reinforce the B side a little bit more.
All right. I like the idea here. I mean, it does just allow, a little bit more of an aggressive posture, but it's the same thing that we saw from Alter Ego. So now it's not going to really get that quick little contact. Still, though, now it's okay. Shots successful, and they've dealt with like 3 players of Alter Ego that was thirsty for the kill. It backfired on Alter. And honestly, it's not out of the equation that after this round, if NAOS can secure it, Alter Ego's probably just going to be calling the timeout once more. Spike dropped on Island, or on Fountain, and it's a 5 versus 2 as the round continues, and Alter Ego were not able to get any refrags whatsoever.
Yeah, an unexpected play from NAOS.
One enemy remaining.
Ooh, now the rifles picked up the small Nakia, getting ultimately denied. Just should hit down by the salvos. Whoa, for a bit of a spray transfer, but Patman able to answer back at the end of it all. So now it's closing in that gap once again.
Wow. I honestly thought that the punish from Alter Ego was going to come swift, but now sometimes you just have to hold your position. It just works out for them. What's the economy looking like from Alter Ego? Looks like it's been pushed back pretty well. Now it's going to be playing this with full rifles in hand. And while that's happening, Alter Ego is just back to the drawing board once more. Now it's able to close down that distance. And again, I've been saying this so many times. We have a fight in our hands. Nakia gets caught by the pop shots. Mojer not falling behind from his teammate will add as well. Double smokes already on short here, so Alter Ego's going to have a hell of a time trying to push through this. Sayu, no flash, really. They don't really have anything to aggress. Maybe Chud, but he's on a Guardian, so like, what? And he's on the showers here, so what can he really do to assist? Maybe get a pick at least somehow on showers. At least for now, there's nothing there. Here comes the Durin King. Does go for the pop flash, and just no contact at least whatsoever.
Until they start to peek out into its showers together. Should unfortunately will fall, and that leaves the last 2 players from Alter Ego alive. Just a bit of that half bind is kind of working out in NAOS' favor right now. Last player stuck and pinned inside of the cubby. NAOS all converging in. A flawless pickup, tying up the score.
It's clean. Absolutely beautiful. And like you mentioned, it is going to be the title score. Let's cool check on the replay. And honestly, the control for NAOS looking a lot more concise here. Alter Ego, then the same. They're going to be calling that timeout. And I got to say, man, NAOS, if they can keep this composure, Alter Ego's definitely in trouble here.
Very much so. Timeout's being called, and just really, once again, trying to find patterns across the maps. I'm just like starting to lose it as well, because there's so much that has gone through already, and at times it's just, well, at least for this round, you know, now it's not really having too much. But some of the previous rounds, right, it was like a timeout, and all of a sudden they have 4 players peeking down B long. With that, they convert the Thrifty. And all of a sudden, Alter Ego need to start to wonder if NAOS will continue to peek out again. So it's really moments like that that can hinder Alter Ego's movements across the map. But maybe with a timeout, you know, a bit of a set play, and they could really crack things open. Still, though, 4 ultimates, and that's, I gotta imagine, a big point of discussion as well for Coach Asterisk.
That is a big cause of concern as well. It's just, oh, look at this. This is a big cause of concern. The fight, and NAOS just confidently go for the wide swing. They're just feeling, exuding, wanting to take the fight to Alter Ego. A kill with Salvo as well as that peek out. Absolute cinema here for NAOS. As the rest of Alter Ego left scratching their heads, what just happened on mid? We just really couldn't find a pick. Couldn't find a W in that one. Now... yeah, that just leaves Alter Ego with a 3-man.
That's truly the whole thing, you know, off the timeout. Even though Coach Asterisk gets to talk, Amix gets to speak to NAOS as well, and they came up with a game plan to prevent Alter Ego from executing or from setting up. Now up and over the tube, though, Adrian King trying to take matters into his own hands. Will be able to find Savvy. Sultan comes up from behind. Moser in with a showstopper from Hookah. Blows it up into the tube, but doesn't quite connect. Swaps over onto the shorty, and should, undetected, will slay him down. Patman swings out. A bit of a trade from Adrian King. And all that's left is just 2 more players. Adrian King still on the tear. 3rd kill in the roundup for his pocket, and Sultan, trying to command his kingdom, will ultimately get dethroned. Should out from the back to bring Alter Ego to 11 against 10.
Might have been a big mistake there for Mojer not to check the box near beside him on Hookah, just because he wasn't really able to spot out Chud. And Chud, because he survived, just held such a strong angle on Hookah there. But Durin King definitely was the key player, especially holding that backside position on the B site that really held its own on Alter Ego. So even though NAOS has been building that steam, Alter Egos can always play to a T, and we are seeing that here and now. Nakia not wasting any time. He's going to rip one out, chase the kill against PTC, but of course PTC will always be able to fight back. Both teams feeling... I feel like there's an impatience here that we're just not seeing.
Oh.
And PTC, what a tap against Chud.
You know, I absolutely agree with you because you're so desperate to get towards map point, but then that's when you start to make mistakes! Peeking at one by one, trying to find the trades, Patman shuts them down, Savvy 8K with another frag on towards Adrian King. Just should, with 10 HP remaining. Spots out at least one, but here comes the hunt. Patman will not allow him to see through to the end of the round, and we're tying up the score once again. You know, a bit of that set play with a showstopper in to find and eliminate PTC, but it all but works against Alter Ego themselves.
Obsolete.
Wow. Just, again, absolute close match here. No one is giving an inch. No one is budging. But of course, with all these back and forth swings, someone has to suffer the econ damage, and it's going to be Alter Ego at this point. Their cash is at pretty low. Gotta not able to convert damage even. That swing that we saw coming out from PTC. And speaking of PTC, he's been such a pivotal piece here for NAOS. Able to deal with the best of Alter Ego has to offer with Chud and Nakia. Just really not able to deal with this man. I have to check the head-to-heads between them, see how many kills PTC has gotten, but I feel like it's just a lot.
It definitely feels like it. That would be a huge statistic for sure. I mean, that's why Alter Ego are giving up the A site completely like this. And straight in with their, you know, weaker weaponry, they go in for a quick hit into B. They will be able to catch NAOS off guard though, and only Savvy to find just the one frag. That's rifles headed over onto the other side. So drastic in a sudden burst out that NAOS are not able to react in kind. And that's the whole game plan. 2 on 4 right now with a bit of an outlaw. Mojer has to find something. And then for PTC as well, who does have the pit, could come in handy for the retake. PTC, first one out. Mojer in with the outlaw, does spot out something. Expends his ammunition and swaps out over to the rifle instead. PTC unfortunately suppressed, not quite able to pull out the utility, and Mojer angles exposed towards Garden, and that's going to be Nakia taking him down. PTC still trying to play around it, but runs out of time just for the shorty for the third kill, but that will be the round. Alter Ego reaches match point.
Wow. The shock and awe of that play from what we saw from Alter Ego was incredible. They just... And you're right. NAOS just did not expect the speed at which Alter Ego just pulled the trigger to take that B site. The flash was just perfect. Everyone from NAOS, I think, was just blinded, so they couldn't really react to Alter Ego. Sure, again, there was some heroics that we saw from Sayu, but that was just about it, to be honest. Or, sorry, not Sayu, but from Savvy 8K. That being said, though, this is going to be brutal. But still a close game. One more round, and we're going to go to overtime. Mojer has picked up the operator already. Wants to bring it to play here. Someone has to break the stealth drone for him, and he misses the shot. That potentially might cost him. Ooh, he TP'd. This is not good. They actually might just hit B side again, because now they know that the operator's not there anymore.
Yeah. Only thing that's stopping them will be the smokes for now. But still, rotations coming through, and Petman in for a bit of an assistance. The Armageddon keeps them at bay, but also for Nakia, who has kind of slipped through, holds the angle, gets the 2 kills. Sultan out from the back, but only good for just 1. Sayu with the trade, and that's the side handed over onto Alter Ego.
That was harsh, because he was just flashed already, and it's down to Mojer, and he has an operator in hand. This could not have gone worse for NAOS. He's able to pick up the Vandal, sure. He's a bit of utility here, but it's a 4 versus 1. So many angles. I don't know if he has time for this, but at least... That spike still is fresh. Okay, he spotted out one first. Great pop shot. Flash comes in, tries to go for a conversion, and unfortunately cannot react. And ladies and gentlemen, we have our winners. Alter Ego have bested NAOS in what was an incredible back and forth best of 3.